We are live in suburban Pittsburgh, Pennsylvania. It is WrestlePit and Pele Pro Wrestling presenting Blast Off. My name is Joe Dombrowski, ringside, joined by the incredibly knowledgeable and talented Veda Scott for the very first time. Veda, welcome to Pittsburgh for an all-star card.
Thank you so much. I can't believe we've never called a show together, Joe. I am pumped for this, and Blast Off is the perfect name. This is the inaugural show for WrestlePit. This is our inaugural try as a tag team on commentary. I'm pumped.
Let's go to our ring announcer, Phil Staper, to get us underway.
Ladies and gentlemen, thank you for being here for Blast Off, a co-promotion with Pele Pro and WrestlePit. We're so excited that you're here, and we're live on Fight TV. Introducing our commentators, Veda Scott and Joe Dombrowski, and are you ready for your first match? This represents first champion and is set for one fall.
Well, for those who didn't get that at home, this is a one-fall matchup for the Pele Pro Championship. The
Introducing first, weighing in at 260 pounds and he's only good at being now. This is your Pele Pro.
Well, Cam Cole is the first man out to shoot, and we're not wasting any time, Veda, with the high stakes. Of course, we mentioned Pele Pro presenting this event in conjunction with WrestlePit, and Pele Pro, a still growing promotion out of the Arlington, Texas area. There's been a lot of big-time talent that has made their case known there. Cam Cole is at the top of that heap.
Wait for that full entrance to kick in. I had a feeling when it was going to start up. I love an epic entrance. This is an epic start to the show. And like you said, we're starting out with a championship match.
Yeah, and the frenetic energy of Andrew Palace, who is the challenger, somebody who has been competing on a very high level. He's popped up several times on AEW Dark. He's been traveling up and down the East Coast into the Midwest. I believe he's appeared recently for Limitless Wrestling as Andrew Palace, and this could be a major shift here in not just WrestlePit, but also in Pele Pro Wrestling, because we could have a championship change hands here tonight, and we could see Andrew Palace defending it in Texas in the months ahead.
Right, because no matter how much Andrew's been traveling, he is a Pittsburgh boy. Mm-hmm. This is his hometown. What a win that would be.
Palace has reigned a couple of times as the IWC champion here in the Pittsburgh area. Cam Cole calls himself the man who's only good at being bad. And that speaks to his attitude. It speaks to his mindset in the ring. It speaks to the fact that he's not afraid to take a few shortcuts. But Palace finds a way to catch you off guard, because how do you fight against an object that's pretty much constantly in motion?
Well, we saw a little stomp of the toe there by Cam. That's shades of what you were talking about. And, you know, Joe, it's not often that I would say a champion has a disadvantage in a match, but here, this is Andrew Palace's territory. So I wonder if we're going to see any of that, any sort of like just psychological games played here.
Well, yeah, Cam is very much the away team. Cam won that championship in the month of June in his home state of Texas, won a three-way matchup featuring Jeff Cobb and the first Pele Pro champion, someone Pittsburghers know very, very well, a man who grew up here and still resides here, talking about Sam Adonis.
Is it Pittsburghers? Is that what it is? Ooh.
Pittsburghers sounds...
Pittsburghers? I mean, I like that.
That sounds delicious.
I don't like this, though.
Cole
neither does the crowd.
Showing the aggression. Cole was trained by Booker T, by the way, also a former Reality of Wrestling champion. Beat Michael Bennett at a previous Pele Pro event to defend that title. And the pace quickens. And you see Palace explode the Hurricane Rana, the drop kick. It's that frenetic pace. Palace can quicken the offense and throw you off guard.
And just like that, Palace has turned this around completely. Cam Cole taking a moment to get back to his feet.
Veda, what do you do when you're in there with an opponent that's just quicker than you and is faster to the draw? Do you slow the pace down? Do you find a way to outsmart them? What's your strategy?
Well, so slowing the pace down, that sounds like a sound strategy, but really the best thing to do is just slow your opponent down, period. You know, that means if you have to take out a knee, take out a hamstring, whatever you have to do, you just want to slow your opponent down. The match can keep going at whatever pace works for you, but if you can ground an opponent like Andrew Palace, you have a chance to win. But he's not slowed down now. There's a cover.
To count only as Palace got the full extension of that splash, spread his body weight out for maximum impact. As Palace looking to feel some energy here. Collides through in the corner, but the ample hair of Palace becomes a target for the Pele Pro champion.
And see, that's what I'm talking about, Joe. That works. Slow your opponent right down. Run his shoulder into the post. Yeah. Take some time to pose.
Showing off a little bit. And it's worth mentioning, too, that those are not rounded ring posts. They're square cylinders, and they got edges that'll dig into your anatomy. And those ropes don't feel good either.
And the ref is counting, and I gotta say, Joe, when it comes to Cam, this is kind of going a different direction than I thought it would. I was worried that the jeers of the crowd might throw him off. Instead, what a neck breaker. It seems to be fueling him, and there's a pin. It seems to be just fueling another pin. It seems to be just fueling him, fueling his arrogance. I think this is the environment that he thrives in.
Well, certainly Cam Cole loves it when all eyes are on him.
And just really quickly, I want to put some eyes on Carrie Sizweski's team. It's a realty group here in Pittsburgh. You can check them out. We have a bunch of awesome sponsors for the show tonight, but they sponsored this match in particular.
Well, I want to thank all of our sponsors for making this possible. I know many of them are here tonight. We've got a great crowd, and it's there's cold temperatures outside, but you can feel this arena, you can feel this crowd warming up by the minute as the action continues to intensify. I
started in a parka. I've already taken it off. Oh, wait a second, roll up.
Yeah, only two on that cradle, and if you catch, you get caught off guard. If you underestimate Palace, if you're caught sleeping, another near fall.
Oh, wasn't enough though to turn this completely around.
Cole is used to wrestling quicker athletes, defeated Fuego del Sol in a title defense in July, but there's maybe nobody else in the industry quite like Andrew Palace.
Oh!
Nice combo by Cole. Palace down for two.
Palace keeps grabbing at his neck. I have to wonder if even that initial hair pull by Cam Cole, that can give you almost like a whiplash effect. You can feel that for the rest of the night.
And to that point, Veda, now it's Cam stepping on the hair, rendering Palace completely immobile and susceptible to the offense of Cam Cole. Both these men, similar experience, about 7 years or so in the game. And you can tell Cole can be a little bit of a spotlight hog. He's loving that attention, and he's loving showing off. Well,
it is showing off, I'll give you that, but keep in mind, this is still a championship match. He doesn't want to lose that title. He came all the way up to Pennsylvania to defend it.
As Pele Pro continues to think about expansion, certainly Cam Cole would love to have his reputation in a new territory, but Palace, undaunted, will fight back.
And Joe, it's exactly what you were saying about Andrew Palace. The moment he had an opening, he just explodes.
Yeah, those series of clotheslines, the follow through in the corner. Palace is at his best when he's kinetic energy, centrifugal motion, the back suplex, hook of the leg for two. And you can sense a bit of frustration on the face of Palace now.
Well, as you said, he himself, although not with Pele Pro, is a former multi-time champion. He's very familiar with being a winner. Oh!
Well, Veda Palace was going for the hernia driver. That would have ended it. Would have been a new champion, but Cole was able to slither out. Crucifix, boom, is that enough? No.
No, very, very close. These near falls are just getting closer and closer as we progress through this match.
And you can sense the urgency in the body language in the face of Andrew Palace, whether he can feel the end is near or whether he has to because of potential damage to that neck he spoke about. Palace is going for the kill, but Cole with a quick counter. Oh, jeez.
Back body drops Palace to the outside.
And the suicide dive, there was nowhere for Palace to go.
And I'm sure you saw this. Palace's lower back rammed onto the ring apron. He did not get a chance to recover.
Oh, what a code breaker. From way up top, and Camp Cole, no, he doesn't retain. That's a Camp Cole specialty, and you look at the face of Cole, almost incredulous that it wasn't enough.
A diving code breaker off the top rope.
Yeah, but I mean, to your point, Veda, though, the impact that Palace hit the edge of that ring frame where metal meets wood, there's no give there. Palace's spine absorbed all of that, his spine, his kidneys, and Palace now has to find a way to fight, but you gotta believe every movement just sends a jolt of pain up his body.
Yeah, when you agitate a sciatic nerve like that, you can get numbness. You don't know how it's going to affect you until it does.
Well, both these men are sensing third and long, I think, and Cole a cheap shot.
Right to the eyes.
Well, Palace is blind in one eye. Notice Cole came from the blind side with that Gamanguri, and Palace fighting through. Pile driver.
Could this be it? Oh.
The foot in the rope. I believe the hand may have broken the plane as well. I'm not sure if that was Camp Cole being resourceful or if it was just luck.
Regardless, it was effective because Camp Cole made no effort to kick out of that pin. I don't know if he would have been able to.
Well, Cole has his title belt. This match is not over. I think Cole was looking to maybe get himself disqualified and sneak out of town as champion.
Oh!
A blatant shot downstairs with the referee's attention diverted. And Cole takes advantage, stacks him up, and beats him. Well, Cole got what you call maybe one of those bargain basement victories. It maybe didn't prove anything to a lot of people here, but Camp Cole's proven to himself, if nothing else. He goes back to the Dallas suburban area, still as Pele Pro champion, but if he comes back to Pittsburgh, Beta, he may be a target.
And speaking of Pittsburgh, Joe, I have to make a quick correction. The match, the previous match was actually sponsored by Limitless Clothing. We have Kerry Suzuki's team coming up later. We just have so many great sponsors tonight, Joe. I can hardly keep track of them. Limitless Clothing, please check them out.
It's overwhelming to be here because you have so many great causes, so many great groups helping put this together, and we wanted that feel-good moment for Andrew Palace, but it was not to be. But man, we're not going to waste any time.
I wouldn't be surprised if I saw Andrew Palace head down to Texas himself for a rematch because there's unfinished business there for sure.
Speaking of unfinished business, that's the rivalry between Ray Lynn and Katie Arquette that's happened throughout this area for many, many months. Throw in an X Factor, a rookie into the equation, and we'll see what happens. Well, we got some audio issues here. We're live, pal. I think we just can't hear Phil Stamper over his jacket. This Phil Stamper's got some pipes. You are looking at the woman that calls herself the Queen of the Silver Screen. She's Katie Arquette. She is the reigning IWC Women's Champion. That is not on the line here this evening, but she has really cemented herself as the fastest rising star in all of women's wrestling in this part of the country.
And honestly, although as you said, Katie's championship is not on the line, if you can defeat someone who is a title holder, whether or not the belt is up for grabs, you have a little bit of a stake in that championship yourself. So I'm sure that Raylin and Nikita will be having that in mind the entire time.
Veda, how about that lovely fur coat that was gifted to Katie by none other than David Arquette? Well, Nikita Knight fashioned herself as a Spartan warrior. She's a gymnast, a competitive cheerleader, and you want to talk about high-pressure situations. Nikita Knight had her very first professional wrestling match on an episode of AEW Dark a few weeks ago in Orlando, Florida. That is as high pressure as it gets. Nikita Knight wasting no time getting into some very competitive situations.
Absolutely, and she was nothing but impressive in that situation. Since then, essentially every match that she has had, she's been more and more impressive, and it's been more and more high profile.
And in the eyes of many, taking on the two best in the region in this matchup. Time to get Ray Cray. Raylin has been traveling the country as one half of Blonde Force Trauma with Heather Monroe, but she has been a Pittsburgh staple for many, many years, and whether it's her appearances in AEW, Impact, WOW out in California, her tours in Japan and China, Raylin has logged more miles than just about anybody here in Pittsburgh over the past couple of years.
And it's really interesting to see someone like Raylin, who, as you said, has a prolific singles career, choose to enter into a tag team where she's touring around the country with Heather Monroe, while also both of them each maintaining their singles careers.
Ladies and gentlemen,
So does Phil Stamper forfeit 2/3 of his pay from this match to Raylin now?
You know, I've been doing a little bit of ring announcing myself, Joe, and it's difficult. You know, you gotta, between all the information and then who's to the left, who's to the right, there's a lot to think about. Raylin to go up there and do it, you know, and then wrestle this match, you might have something there. She might want to talk to Phil.
Raylin with a side helmet takeover to start things out. 3 athletes who have based their careers in this part of the country. 2 established, 1 a rookie. It could be a career win for Nikita Knight to stand out as a double side headlock takeover. That takes some power and technique.
And for anyone who's watching and not familiar, this 3-way dance, this triple threat match, it's going to be one fall to a finish. And I think right now we're going to see that come into play.
Each athlete trying to catch the other off guard. Veda, have you competed in many freeway matches?
I have, yes. And the most difficult part, quite honestly, is keeping an eye on the person that you're not pinning at the time. As we saw, because the goal is to just, whoa, big arm drag by Raylan. The goal is to keep your opponents from pinning each other. You want to be in there. You want to be in there getting the fall. It's difficult to keep track of everybody. It's not like an elimination match where you can kind of just sit back for a little while.
Yeah, it's very offensive-minded, and I think people kind of overlook that fact that, I mean, you can get blindsided. You can get, if you don't have your head on a swivel, proverbially, you get blasted by the opponent you're not paying attention to, and it could be over, and you don't even realize what happened.
So far, though, this has been extremely even. I mean, quite literally, arm drag for arm drag, headlock takeover for headlock takeover, pin for pin. And now we are in a triple knuckle lock. Oh!
And I think that speaks the most to Nikita Knight, who came in here very much the X factor and very much the unproven commodity, but she's hanging so far.
Well, when you're someone like Nikita Knight, I can speak from my own experience. When you watch a wrestling scene like the Pittsburgh wrestling scene, like the women in Pittsburgh, you watch them, maybe you train with them a little bit, you know that you're going to be wrestling them, you're studying them even before you're in the ring with them.
That's a great point. Yeah, she's been training here since the age of 17 as Nikita Knight.
Oh!
And there you see that core strength of Katie, that low center of gravity, able to take both opponents over.
And all three women in this match, incredible athletes, but I think Katie Arquette is going to have the strength advantage. We just saw it there.
Queen with the silver screen exploding in the corner. And there we see a hip attack connects. Whiplash-like effect upon impact there for Raylan and Nikita Knight. And what an emphatic statement it would be if Katie can neutralize both opponents and then take her pick who to pin.
Yeah, right now it looks like she's going hold for hold, move for move on both her opponents, but Raylan able to wiggle out.
Oh, Raylan looking for Ray Creo, but Katie able to counter the waist lock for a moment. Raylan has a kickboxing background. She has very adept strikes with her feet. Look out for those as the matchup progresses on.
And now it's Raylan running corner to corner on both of her opponents. Popping up to the second. Big missile dropkick just flattened Katie Arquette.
Yeah, compact and effective. Katie gets jarred backwards and Nikita picks her spot. Nikita looking to prove herself. That spirit of the Spartan ancestors that she comes from. I'll check out the split.
Nikita Knight so swift, so crisp in her movements.
And while she's new to wrestling, Veda, when you look at her gymnastics, her cheerleading, she's been an athlete all her life. Nice moveset. Two count only. And certainly things like cheerleading on the surface, fans may not realize how much that plays into wrestling, but body control, leverage, momentum, agility, it all plays a factor.
Katie Arquette unleashing a parade of German suplexes on her opponents.
And Raylan looks not even out on her feet. She can't even get to her feet here.
Shining Wizard, I think this is the cover. Here it goes. Raylan kicks out at the last second. Nikita Knight getting back to her feet.
Now, Veda, I know you were in a lot of high-pressure situations right out of wrestling school. You had a lot of high-profile matches right out of the chute. Was that a help or hindrance to you? Ouch.
Sorry, I was about to answer your question. I was just blown away. All three women are down. At the time, it was, like you said, so much pressure. I felt like with all these eyes on me, I couldn't even focus on the experience. Now, obviously, I'm glad that I had the experiences that I did, and I think Nikita Knight is going to start to feel the same way. When she looks back, she's been given incredible opportunities to be in the ring with someone like Raylan, who, as we have said, has done just about all there is to do in professional wrestling, traveled around the world.
Yeah, it forces you to be at your best. There's no room for error.
Oh
my God, Katie up from underneath.
Tower
of Doom!
And I think Nikita Knight took the brunt of that. But Katie Arquette, just the effort of that power bomb was enough to take her out as well.
Yeah, desperation maneuver by Katie, and she's got a lot of strength behind her. But that was a lot of A lot of body to muster.
And, people have asked about this before in a Tower of Doom situation like that. The person on the bottom of the tower, you don't really think about this. To powerbomb essentially 2 bodies out of the corner, that takes a lot of effort, a lot of work. It's not always the best situation to put yourself in.
Yeah, but it's what Katie felt was the right idea. Now we're almost at a stalemate.
Oh! Chop for chop.
I'll give Katie the advantage if we're throwing hands.
We are speeding up here. Oh! Raylin! Double chops, then she's unleashing those kicks. Some of the best kicks in the game with Raylin.
Caught Katie high right around the jawline. Ripcord, and the side kick connects.
Katie Arquette toppled like a tree. What a handspring! Handspring cutter.
Yeah.
Raylin, a master of the cutter herself, not used to feeling the effects. Rolling to the outside.
Yeah, I don't think Nikita got all of that, but she got enough to stun Raylin. If Nikita or Katie can find a Hail Mary here,
Whoa.
they could win this thing with Raylin neutralized. Oh, spear! And Katie's specialty. Is this enough? Yeah, Katie Arquette wins it.
Gentlemen, your winner, Katie Arquette.
I think the body language and the look on the face of Katie Arquette, almost an exasperated sigh of relief, shows you how close Katie came to being downed in this contest.
And Joe, Raylin was not involved in the finish of that match. She was not pinned, and as you've said, Katie Arquette and Raylin have a long-time rivalry here in the Pittsburgh area. I think the fact that Raylin was not pinned by Katie Arquette means that that's not over either.
Oh, I think you're right. WrestlePit and Pele Pro Management are going to hear about it from the master of the Ray Cray O. You have to believe. But Katie Arquette takes her final bow as the curtain comes down in this contest. Katie, not only the queen of the silver screen, but still the queen of Pittsburgh professional wrestling as well. And take a breath for a moment, Veda. What an action-packed start this has been to our blast-off event here at WrestlePit and Pele Pro Wrestling. And Phil Stamper's back in the ring, and we'll see how this goes.
Okay, it's working so far.
This next match is a special Pittsburgh Scramble match and will crown the new Arkham Realty champion.
Well, Arkham Realty, one of our great sponsors here tonight, and they're so committed that a championship has been christened in their honor.
The rules of this match are simple. You can either advance by pinning your opponent or throwing them over the top rope.
All right, so this is a Pittsburgh Scramble. It's going to be wild. Pinfaller over the top rope. And Braden Elliott is the first man out of the chute, one half of the tag team, the Rad Boys. And there's his partner.
Ladies and gentlemen, introducing first, Braden Elliott and Megan J. Riley. They are the Rad Boys. Cowpoke Paul. Tab Jarvis, social media icon. Rod Evan, Golden Throttle. The Great Alexander. The Gigabyte Grizzly, Bro Heyman. And the Italian Excellence, Monfo Italiano.
Well, this is, let's see, 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6. We got 8 individuals out here. And single elimination for the Arkham Realty Championship. I think the best advice for everybody watching right now on Fight TV and for the both of us is just hang on.
And we have 3 referees out here, Joe, to keep an eye on the action. If that's any prelude, any hint to how things are going to go here. It's going to get pretty wild pretty quickly.
Yeah, my eyes go to the Rad Boys. They're on the right side of the screen in the green. They're not exactly the Toxic Turtles, but they're very 90s obsessed. They love their Bang energy drinks. They're the only team in this matchup. You look at the back of the screen is Brohemoth, who's 300 pounds plus, the biggest man in this matchup. And he could be an asset or a target. And in the middle of the ring is Cowpoke Paul, who's outsmarting everybody. Rad Boys take him down.
Well, and we're seeing it right here, Joe. It's always interesting to keep an eye on a team when they're involved in a single elimination match, because in the end, only one of them can win. Have they talked about this? Have they decided to stay in it together and maybe let one of them win? Let's see.
Yeah, pride comes before the fall. We will see, but a great double team maneuver there on the great Alexander, who collides with wide open Dalton Throttle. Mambo Italiano in the ring. He calls himself the only real Italian in professional wrestling. I know a few people will object to that. And Behemoth now on his knees.
How many real Italians do you know with the last name Italiano? This would be my first.
Kind of on the nose, isn't it? Well, Behemoth got hit on the nose, and he's dazed right now.
Whoa.
Nicely done over the top of the stunner. Shades of Darby Allin by Cowpoke Paul. And that is a sentence I didn't think I'd say. And Behemoth just unloading heavy hands.
And Behemoth is unsteady on his feet, but still just throwing out those blows.
Braden Elliott hanging on.
And as Phil Stamper explained,
and that's
that
an elimination.
counts as an elimination.
The youngest man in this matchup is history, and his partner, Jake Wiley, is being used as an offensive weapon. Good luck stopping the Gigabyte Grizzly.
Whoa.
He's just chucking bodies. Where will he deposit him?
Oh, see, that's when it's nice to have a partner in the match.
That is true. You can land on him, if nothing else. So the Rad Boys are the first two out, and maybe the two most obnoxious in this matchup. And now a little more space. Right, Behemoth.
Now this makes sense.
It took 3 men, but the big man's gone. And Alexander, the great Alexander, sneaks a roll up on Cowpoke Paul to eliminate him.
And again, as Phil Stamper explained, it's over the top or pinfall elimination, which is something that when you're in the ring, you need to keep track of that. You need to remember.
Yeah, the self-proclaimed sensational millionaire playboy, Alexander, the great Alexander, excuse me, who, by the way, inherited all of his money, didn't work for any of it, is in the yellow right now. Dalton Throttle has the tassels. And you see Tad Jarvis.
Whoa, what a back body drop.
Social media icon, and of course Mambo Italiano are your final four. Nice takedown by Mambo, and Tad Jarvis.
Climbing to the top here.
But keep in mind, it's over the top rope, also for an elimination. This is dangerous. Dalton Throttle a little more seasoned and dumps him out. And Dalton, he's an adrenaline chunk. He has not learned from the mistake he just capitalized on. Great Alexander calls that swinging into greatness to neutralize Mambo, and Dalton with the axe handle.
There's a cover.
Beat him. Gotta show respect for those tassels. Very Jim Hellwig-esque of Dalton Throttle.
Okay, it looks like there's maybe some burgeoning teamwork here.
From two very unlike individuals. And Alexander wants to get the pin. Dalton was smart there. He realizes that it doesn't matter who gets the pin as long as you get people out.
Absolutely.
Mambo trying to fight back. The pride of Italy.
Yeah, and it looks, I guess they've decided that Mambo is the biggest threat in this match because they are teaming up against him.
I can see that. Mambo's popped up a time or two on AEW and NXT, so certainly he's been learning from the best as well. They tried to high-five and smack each other in the face. If that's not a metaphor for these two getting along, and Dalton was the first to turn on the other.
So that team did not last long at all. There's a cover.
I'd turn on Alexander too. Trust me. We would like to say hello to all of our fans watching on Title Match Network. This is WrestlePit, a combination of WrestlePit and Pele Pro Wrestling as we present Blast Off. We are in the concluding moments of a Pittsburgh Scramble for the Arkham Realty Championship, one of our great sponsors here. My name is Joe Dombrowski with the great Veda Scott, bringing you the action. And
we are down to the final two.
It's Mambo Italiano currently hoisting Dalton Throttle. Shoulders are down.
Oh! But Both of these men are determined to be the very first Arkham Realty champion.
And anyone just joining us, we invite you to check out the replay after the fact. Check out Andrew Palace and Cam Cole for the Paley Pro Championship and the incredible women's three-way matchup we just saw. Katie Arquette, Nikita Knight, and Ray Lynn. But now it's Mambo Italiano with the high enziguri kicks, dazing wide open Dalton Throttle. DDT, I don't think Dalton got all that. Was it enough? Mambo's dazed.
Oh, no. Kick out right at the last second.
I think both guys landed very awkwardly and maybe both jarred their necks. You can see the look on the face of Dalton Throttle, maybe some frustration towards himself or the situation as he looks to put away the pride of Italy. And Mambo just tossed Dalton, that's it.
Your winner and new Arkham Realty champion, Mambo Italiano. And presenting the title is Arkham Realty owner, Stephen Mitch.
That's a beautiful piece of business there. Arkham Realty, our proud sponsor, and Dalton Throttle will not get that championship. Our sponsor's teasing our athletes. That's very dangerous.
I mean, listen, he's setting up a future match, perhaps. I don't mind that. You know, you got to book the territory out into the future.
Well, what a future Mambo Italiano's going to have. If this moment is any indication, Mambo's been grinding for a long time here in the Pittsburgh area and beyond, and finally gets to, get his flowers, as they say.
He should ask for like a house or maybe like an office space of some sort from Arkham. I don't know. Maybe some sort of like abandoned spooky hospital. I don't know. I'm just saying.
What would Mambo do in an abandoned hospital? I don't want to answer that, actually. But hey, you never know. We want to thank Arkham Realty for all their support for this event here tonight and that presentation. And Mambo Italiano, big things may be ahead for you, my friend.
While we have a moment, I just want to say thank you for some of our great sponsors who are here tonight. Sponsors like Limitless Apparel, sponsors like Arkham Realty. Also, don't forget that we have a wonderful concession stand over here. Alcohol is available over at the concession stand, as well as all the merchandise, especially during intermission, that's going to be available for you later today. Of course, we have so much more action to get to. This next match is the singles match and is set for one fall.
Best run our microphones had so far.
Introducing first, weighing in at 170 pounds and hailing from Pittsburgh, Pennsylvania. He calls himself the superior athlete, the superior man. This is Joey Sunseri.
Joey's only been an in-ring competitor for about 6 months or so, but he already believes he's the biggest star in this area, and he wants to make sure all of you people realize it as well. Joey Sunseri says he's from Cranberry, Pennsylvania, the good part of Pittsburgh in his words, and he's already traveled overseas completing a tour for LDN Wrestling over in England. So Sunseri's making the most of his opportunities. He also holds a victory in this area over Lee Moriarty.
Chandler Hopkins, hailing from Texas, but I've been seeing him more and more all over. You know, any weekend you look at Twitter, look at different shows, and Chandler Hopkins is getting out there. He's been on AEW Dark a number of times. His profile is just growing and growing.
Yeah, he has been in virtually every national promotion over the past couple of years, including Impact and MLW and AAA in Mexico, Hopkins' stock continues to rise. A native of Amarillo, Texas, which of course is a very, very rich wrestling history, the home of the famed Double Cross Ranch of Terry Funk. And Hopkins wants to make sure Amarillo is thought of as a wrestling town again, and he wants to be the one to bear that burden. And he's certainly put in the miles. He's pounded the pavement. And meanwhile, Joey Sunseri, I think, wants a lot of that same success, but he'd rather have it handed to him. He'd rather just convince you he's good rather than go out and prove it.
And this is a huge opportunity for Joey Sunseri, whether he would admit it or not, whether he thinks he needs opportunities like this to be presented to him. Because when you have a collaboration like Pele Pro and WrestlePit, you get wrestlers like Chandler Hopkins coming up to Pittsburgh from Texas. You know, if you can defeat someone like a Chandler Hopkins, that expands your profile as well. It puts different eyes on you. And the goal as a wrestler in the United States is just to travel, to get everywhere you can.
Yeah. Joey Sunseri cornered me in the locker room and tried to tell me that this is a big opportunity for Chandler Hopkins. I don't see it that way. It's a big opportunity for him in a new area, certainly in front of these great fans, but it's Joey Sunseri who has the chance to prove himself, and with agility like that, you can see why Hopkins has quickly become one of the most highly scouted rising athletes.
Sunseri already has some complaints for the referee.
I got to complain about Sunseri's obnoxious leg tattoo. What is that? What a mess that is. That seemed like a good idea some Saturday night when he was drunk, I'm sure.
And, you know, he's only 6 months in. He had the opportunity to maybe get some gear to cover that up. You could change your look 6 months in, but no, he's boldly choosing to just keep it out there. You have to appreciate that.
I will say Sunseri's very smooth in the ring. He takes to this very naturally. And the way he moves, the swagger, the confidence, the technique. I mean, if you took Rick Martel and put him in the dryer, it might come out looking like Joey Sunseri, because this guy, I think, has a world of potential as long as he's not his own downfall.
And thus far, this has been an extremely technical contest, just going hold for hold.
Well, we know Hopkins can do that style. In the month of September in Pele Pro, Hopkins went to a 15-minute time limit draw with the American Wolf, Davey Richards. He's defeated the likes of Victor Benjamin and took Mike Bennett to his limit as well. So he was also in the first matchup in company history, three-way matchup where he defeated Fuego del Sol, who was in that matchup as well. So Hopkins has really been one of the major players of Pele Pro since its inception.
Ooh. And I want to make sure that you caught that, Joe, because Sunseri turned this match around with, well, a poke to the eye.
And Sunseri was able to wait out Hopkins. And that's a sense of timing that a lot of rookies don't have. A lot of rookies want to rush into things. They want to be a little bit over-aggressive and over-excitable. But Sunseri just waited out Hopkins, but now he pays for it on the outside. If this turns into a brawl, I'm going to give the advantage to Chandler.
Sunseri staggering away from his opponent. Oh wait, maybe he was more baiting him in. All right, that shows a little bit more awareness and, dare I say, almost a veteran prowess that I didn't expect to see.
Yeah, I think Sunseri is an individual who. Oh no! And that was a most unfortunate altercation for Hopkins. Could have broken his own hand on that ring post.
And Sunseri took a second there to break the count, which means that he intends to stay on the outside.
Yeah. Well, now he's got an injured target. His adversary is primed and exposed here to whatever Sunseri wants to do, including that. No, block. And Hopkins doing the smart thing, sending Sunseri back in the ring.
Oh, went for a handspring, and Sunseri just put a stop to that. Kick to the gut.
And it's almost like you saw Sunseri almost a lucha pass of sorts to allow Hopkins to get into the ropes. It's almost as though Sunseri again baited Hopkins in. And listen, Sunseri's wise beyond his years. I don't like to give him credit, but I will. And that's what's so infuriating about him is he runs his mouth. He thinks he's got, the biggest head in the room. He's got the most talent in the room. But you know what? So often he proves himself right. He backs himself up.
Big drop kick. And Joey, we mentioned this a little bit with Nikita Knight, but I'll say it again. When you are a wrestler who maybe doesn't have the experience level, you think, okay, that puts you at a disadvantage. But when your opponent is well-traveled, is world-traveled, like a Chandler Hopkins, like a Ray Lynn, you know what that means? That means there's lots of footage out there. You can scout your opponent in a way that they can't quite scout you because you're an unknown, unproven commodity. Maybe that's a little of what we're seeing.
Well, now we see a vertical suplex.
Whoa!
Incredible hang time. And that'll mess up your equilibrium if you're Joey Sunseri into the cover.
No.
2 count only. I know Hopkins likes to fashion himself a bit of a Southern gentleman, but he may have to get a little bit dirty to combat with Joey Sunseri. We'll see if time will dictate that, but Joey Sunseri has a way of getting under your skin. I don't know if you've noticed it.
It's not just the tattoo.
No, it's not just the gear, not just the perfect hair.
The knee pads are riding a little bit low. That's annoying. It's just little things. But again,
I don't like his face.
Very well, okay, his face is fine. But just like you said, little things to just irritate his opponents. It gets under the skin of his opponents. And I don't think he cares.
No, that's just him being him. I think Sunseri turns the volume down sometimes when he's in the ring because he's so obnoxious. There's a cover for 2. Well, Sunseri may think that this is a formality, a birthright, whatever you want to look at it as, but he's got to put in the work, and Hopkins is not ready to lay down.
Oof.
And that might be the first rookie mistake of Sunseri. You don't charge back in when you got hit the first time. He's going to do it again.
Maybe third time's a charm. But it never is in pro wrestling, is it?
It doesn't really work that way. Sunseri a bit too stubborn for his own good.
Okay, hold on. Wait a second here.
Thinking ahead.
Whoa.
Nicely done. Using the ropes momentum, German suplex, 2.5.
Oh, that was so close.
And I like what Sunseri did. We know he's got less body mass than Hopkins, so he bounced off the ropes to build momentum.
Almost like a catapult effect.
Yeah, and that German suplex was so much more effective because it had more momentum behind it. Those right hands are not keeping Hopkins down. This is not the first fisticuff scrap that Hopkins
Yeah, you don't get into a fight with a man who wears a cowboy hat. You just don't. And
Sunseri calls that the Sicilian spike. We'll see if it's enough as Sunseri transitions.
Oh.
Muda lock coming up, yeah. And notice the torque up high off the ground that bridge is on Sunseri enables him to stretch up on the body of Hopkins that much more. Get more pressure behind this Muda lock.
It is locked in, but Hopkins is doing his best to crawl towards the ropes. Maybe this is where that little bit of a height advantage is going to come into play. He is close, but look at how red his face is. He was in that hole for quite a long time.
Well, Hopkins, not only that, he was crawling against the grain. Every bit of progress he made, it was increasing the impact and the torque of that move it was having on his breathing, on his neck, on his ankles, his knees, everything. So it took a lot out of Hopkins to even counter that hold.
Oh!
Sunseri measured his foe, thought he was out of it, but got a rude awakening. Hopkins renewed life. Beautiful hang time. All impact of the forearm, suplex float over.
Oh!
Into the Falcon Arrow, is that gonna be enough? Tight hook and a near fall.
So close! Chandler Hopkins just unleashed a flurry of offense, and it still was not enough to put his opponent away.
Less than half a count away, and Hopkins looking to break into new territory here. His first time in the Pittsburgh area, to my knowledge. Certainly showing out in a big way for a new crop of fans here, and certainly watching across the world on Fight TV and Title Match Network as well.
Back to going blow for blow.
fighting back to their feet at this point. And when it comes to a slugfest, I gotta go Hopkins, but Sunseri holding his own. Hopkins hit Sunseri about 6 or 7 different times.
There's that springboard into an enziguri.
Could be a knockout blow. No. And man, that's as close as it can come.
And the referee's hand was a millimeter away from the canvas. Hopkins up top.
Oh, incredible hang time, but it only made the landing worse. Sunseri going to capitalize to hit Rana, but nobody there.
Very well scouted on the part of both Chandler Hopkins and Joey Sunseri. Each knew what the other was going for, able to evade it, and now they are both down.
Well, Beta, we've seen both these athletes push each other to their limit. What can either of these athletes have left?
Well, hopefully they have enough left to at least get to their feet. I would hate to see a match like this end. Oh, Hopkins is pulling himself up by the ropes. It looks like Sunseri is struggling to his feet as well. Count has stopped.
Yeah, match continues, and Sunseri on the offensive. And Sunseri, oh, that's not wise, sir. You do not mess with a man's cowboy hat.
He said, you want to see something cool.
He hadn't shown me anything yet. Oh. Looking to rub it into Hopkins.
Oh!
Sunseri got caught.
The hat has fallen off.
Sunseri's lucky his face didn't fall off with it. Oh, nicely done. Using the ropes as an offensive weapon is Hopkins here. Sunseri's prone.
Frog splash connects. But wait, Hopkins isn't done.
Not gonna pin him. Wait a minute. There's the six-shooter. Hopkins with a six-shooter and he beats him. Well, Veda, there's a lot of things you can do in this business, but you do not steal a Texans cowboy hat and get away with it.
Incredible matchup, though. A lot more back and forth than I expected it to be, Joe, I have to say. And the status of the hat, it is safely atop Chandler Hopkins' head. I know that's the update we were all waiting for.
Had a little bit of a tip of the hat to Joey Sunseri, who you don't have to like, you don't have to want to be around.
Well, you don't like him. You did say that, like, many, many times.
But you do have to appreciate the effort. And I do think Sunseri has a very, very bright future to hang with somebody who's on the radar of every top promotion. Sunseri brought it here, but Chandler Hopkins, his first time in this area, gets a big-time W.
And Joey Sunseri is still arguing with the fans on his way out.
Doesn't surprise me at all, but Hopkins has made a lot of new fans here this particular evening. We are moments away
So far, right?
from our next matchup, and this is a late edition.
This next match is sponsored by Mythical Beers and is a singles match set for one fall.
Got a couple of ample beards in this matchup here. Test of an established star versus a young up-and-comer.
Introducing first, weighing in at 215 pounds and hailing from Toledo, Ohio, he is top-notch Jason Hotch.
Hotch is very full of himself, but I've watched this young man progress since almost his very beginnings in professional wrestling. The Skull and Bones Academy in Toledo, Ohio. The likes of CK3 Crimson and Trey Miguel, the trainers of Jason Hotch, who came up with the likes of Sam Beal and a number of others. Hotch, every time I see him, he gets bigger, he gets thicker, more muscle mass, more power behind him, and he's starting to hit the roads. He had a couple of memorable endeavors in AEW, one that, well, with Wardlow that didn't go so well for him, left him limp upside down in the corner. But Hotch has had opportunities. Warrior Wrestling in Chicago, Impact Wrestling, but this may be Hotch's biggest test to date.
Shirt, a secret no more. Buddy Matthews is here to show us, to show the world, to show everyone watching on Title Match and Fight exactly what he can do when he is unleashed.
Yeah, Buddy felt himself for many, many years as pro wrestling's best kept secret, which could be a blessing and it can be a curse. But now the shackles are off. There's no handcuffs. There's nobody telling Buddy Matthews how to act, how to wrestle, or who to be. He is unapologetically him, and that's the best Buddy Matthews we can possibly get. And we've seen him have a couple of high-profile matches here on the independent scene. Certainly he's on the New Japan radar. He's doing big things there and doing some of their events across this country. And Jason Hotch is somebody that wants to be in the position that Buddy Matthews is. He's doing all the right things, but sometimes it just takes time. And if Hotch can knock off Buddy Matthews tonight, that to me is a career win.
Hotch taking his time getting ready for this match. Matthews going for the handshake and Hotch accepts.
Hotch is still in his early 20s. There's so much more ahead for him. 3 years as a college baseball standout. He was all-state and all-regional. Amateur wrestler for 2 years. Hotch has a very rich athletic background to draw from. But Buddy Matthews from Australia, here to Pittsburgh, and all points in between, his reputation precedes him. And Buddy's one of those guys, Veda, that you watch them on television and you don't really appreciate how big, how jacked they are until you see them live and in person.
I would definitely agree with that. And as you said, Jason Hotch is, he's no small fella himself. But Buddy Murphy is just massive. He's definitely going to have the size and strength advantage here. But Jason Hotch is going hold for hold. And what's going to be interesting to watch, and I'm always intrigued by this, is when you have someone like Hotch, who, like you said, up-and-comer but still very, very confident, he's in there with someone who he's no doubt watched on television for years. Does that throw you off? Is that just like does that get you a little bit? Is that intimidating? He doesn't seem intimidated so far.
I mean, Veda, I'm sure you were in positions in the primitive years of your career where you were put up against somebody who had television experience or a lot more miles traveled. How did you adjust?
Well, it's a little scary. It really is, because this is someone who not only has the experience advantage, but has been where you presumably want to be on some level. Whatever your goal is, you want to expand your territory, as they say. And it's intimidating, it really is. But it's also, as you said, a huge opportunity.
Yeah. And shoulders down. Hey,
whoa!
I remember once upon a time, about 10 years ago, somebody that looked a lot like me put Veda Scott and Portia Perez live on pay-per-view.
And that is a perfect example of a match where here is someone who I admire so much and was absolutely intimidated to be in a ring with her because she was where I eventually wanted to get. Yeah. Shout out to Portia Perez, still one of the best.
And I think that spoke a lot to your mental toughness, not just physically, to be able to block that out and charge through and give your all in that matchup. And that's really the frame of mind that Jason Hotch has to be in against Buddy Matthews. And, you can watch somebody on television too, Veda, and scout them, but it only can prepare you so much to being in the ring and feeling what they bring to the table.
Like, for example, that tackle right there. Maybe like sort of a run over by a truck like. You can't quite get that through the screen.
Yeah. Sometimes those little things, those details that make the difference. Pace Quickens here, and Hotch jumps up with a Hurricane Rana. Nicely done. With distance can come opportunity, but Buddy cuts that off and responds in kind. And this could turn into, can you top this? Buddy on the defensive. Hotch tried to catch him off guard.
And we keep talking about the size and strength of Buddy Murphy, but his agility is something that I think maybe you didn't get a full taste of as you've been watching him over the years.
I think both these athletes very deceptive in the agility factor, and you may not expect that looking at them at face value, but they're very well-rounded, versatile competitors that can go any style they need to depending on the situation.
Looked like Murphy was calling for a knuckle lock, maybe like a test of strength, and Hotch he shied away from it for a second. He's taking his time.
I do not blame Hotch for having second thoughts about this, or at least getting a chance to brace himself first. I think Matthews certainly is the bigger of the two. Drop step into the go behind. And you can notice Matthews had a plan the whole way. Clean break.
Oh!
A little extra love on that. Matthews up and over. Hotch hanging with Buddy, though. If you could read the mind, what is Buddy Matthews thinking? Is he impressed? Is he frustrated? Is he offended?
Hotch doesn't want to stick around to find out. He's taken off.
The chase is on. Hotch caught Buddy coming back in. That's a veteran move by someone who's still relatively young to the game. That speaks to the teachings of Trey Miguel and Crimson CK3.
Yeah, I don't know if you caught this, Joe, but as Hotch was coming around the corner here, he had a smile on his face. He had a plan the entire time. And to come into a match like this with a plan and to execute it, you know, that shows just how important this is to him.
I think Hotch, maybe the idea all along was to get Buddy Matthews to act on emotion, on impulse, and kind of bait him into a disadvantageous situation. Now that Buddy acted as such with that chase, it's the opening Hotch needed.
And the crowd solidly behind Buddy Murphy, who, although we keep talking about how much experience he's had, what he's accomplished, matches like this are huge for him too, because as you said, he's trying to prove, he's trying to show the world what he's capable of, be it here at WrestlePit, be it in New Japan as he continues to wrestle or he debuts with them. These are all huge opportunities for him.
You could see Buddy rocking the jaw on the head of Hotch, who had to counter with a knee to save himself, if anything else, and then hard into the buckle. And we saw a moment ago, Veda, Hotch was focusing on those kidneys, on that lower back. And that shot into the turnbuckle only going to exacerbate those problems.
Yeah, Matthews is, he's struggling now. He was not getting up to his feet on his own. Hotch had to pull him back up.
And you think about how important the back is to just any type of mobility, whether it be leaving your feet, whether it be using your power game. This shuts down potentially so much of what Buddy Matthews brings to the table if he can't walk, if he can't support weight.
Well, and the other thing too, Joe, I'm just going to be honest with you. If you're a pro wrestler, you have back problems. Straight up. Long flights, long drives, crashing in the ring. If you're a pro wrestler, your back is not great to begin with. Just one little tweak in the wrong direction can be debilitating.
Yeah, there can be a fine line between hurt and injured, and that may be the line Hotch is looking to find. But notice Matthews drops down to a knee, makes himself dead weight, impossible for Hotch to leverage to get the suplex.
Teeter-tottering back and forth. Whoa.
Will the back hold up of Buddy, or will Hotch continue the advantage?
Oh! Hotch trying a different strategy here, hammering on the back. There it is! Finally connects with the suplex into a pin.
So only you saw the forearm across the mouth and jaw of Buddy Matthews. That's a little extra bit of mind game, saying, I've got you exactly where I want you, pal. And you got to wonder if Hotch had been able to fire off that suplex, if not the damage done to Buddy Matthews' back thus far.
And Matthews is struggling here, but the crowd here in Pittsburgh, 100% behind him.
Without a doubt, they've followed his journey on television for many years. He's won over their respect.
Whoa.
A late addition to this card is Buddy Matthews replacing the injured Danhausen. We send our thoughts and prayers out to him, but Buddy Matthews spikes Jason Hotch, who goes limp on his head, and that was all impact. Hotch's head was the first thing that hit the ground.
And Matthews, almost out of desperation, able to hit that DDT in the ropes, but does not have the strength or awareness to make a pinfall.
That could speak to the damage done to the back. It could speak to just needing to clear the cobwebs, as referee Joe Mandek with the obligatory 10 count. Both men struggle to get back to a fighting position, and they meet each other center of the ring head on. You can feel the impact behind these shots. Both men having trouble getting their weight under them, getting their legs anything but rubbery.
Ooh.
But they're firing off with everything they have.
Matthews blocks, unleashing a combo here.
And Hotch fires back with one of his own.
Big uppercut. Oh! Boot to the jaw by Matthews.
It's who's going to budge first at this point, whose body will buckle first.
Both men just barely staying on their feet.
Low bridge and Hotch to the floor. Lands on his feet, but Buddy with the baseball slide or the low drop kick. And Hotch in a bad way. Look out.
Oh!
Punt kick. Hotch may be out of it.
Caught Hotch right in the jaw. Matthews going up top.
Never underestimate the agility of Buddy Matthews. The Meteor connects. Stacks Hotch up on his own shoulders.
Oh!
No!
So close.
And that's the hardest kind of a pin to kick out of, because all of your own weight are on top of your shoulders in addition to Buddy Matthews pressing down.
And for the second time in this match, both men are struggling to get back to their feet. Incredibly intense, incredibly hard hitting.
Yeah, the physicality's been absolutely off the page in this confrontation. Buddy is stirring before Hotch, but we know Hotch has had a plan or two already in this matchup, but he may not be thinking here. Buddy may be looking for Murphy's Law. If he can hit this, this match is over. Oh, Hotch, desperation elbows.
Yeah, doing what he can to escape that pump handle. Oh! Matthews just nailed a boot to the face. Up on the second.
Can almost sense that if somebody could hit that knockout shot, this thing could be over. Hotch
What?
hangs on to Matthews.
Rolled right through that crossbody.
Jeez.
Connected. There's a cover.
Dono.
Ooh.
Matthews' back was bent across Hotch's own back. And again, keep in mind the damage done to Matthews. That's just a jarring, impactful landing. Matthews did not hit the canvas primarily, but hitting another human spine, probably even more uncomfortable.
And great refereeing on the part of all of our officials here at WrestlePit. There have been a number of near falls that were so close, and it takes the trained eye of an experienced official to determine that that was a kick out, because to me, that was just so close.
Incredible reflexes, but you can never count Matthews out. Hotch maybe looking to finish this thing.
Whoa, hold on. Matthews goes behind. Oh, that elbow.
And the pendulum continues to swing. Oh, no. Hotch got caught trying to go high risk.
His neck is trapped.
And there's nowhere for it to go. The boot caught Hotch right around the temple.
Oh!
Liger Bomb connects, but a near fall.
Another incredibly close 2.99, and Hotch kicks out.
Man, regardless of how this match goes from here, Jason Hotch is showing me a hell of a lot in this match. I mean, this may be the toughest test of his career, certainly up there, but Hotch is holding his own and then some. An instant classic here live at WrestlePit and Pele Pro Wrestling's Blast Off.
Matthews struggling up to his feet, still just on his knees. Got Hotch by the hair.
Well, we know what that signal means. If Matthews can hit it, Hotch may not be sure where he is.
Gonna try this one more time.
It has put so many men away. Murphy's
Whoa!
Law, no! Hotch rolls through, no! Spanish Fly! Hotch has him, no! We have been less than half a count away from a massive upset, a headline-making upset here in this match. Hotch could taste it, he could feel it, but it's not to be yet. What an all-out effort from two men making their first appearance here in the Pittsburgh area as independent wrestling stars. And
Jason Hotch, despite the fact that he seems like he's barely able to stay on his feet, has something in mind here. He's tossed off his elbow pad.
you can sense that determination, that fire that burns inside of him. Hotch is looking for a knockout blow. He's looking to solidify his potential.
Oh! Bicycle knee by Buddy Matthews.
And into a supersized Murphy's Law. Buddy Matthews on top, and he beats him. What a fight. What an incredible pro wrestling contest between a man who's looking to show he's a secret no more and a man in Jason Hotch who I think is just realizing that potential as one of wrestling's best kept secrets to come.
Nothing to be ashamed of on the part of Jason Hotch. And Buddy Matthews is doing exactly what he said he was going to do. He is showing the world why he is a secret no more. Thank you to Mythical Beards. You definitely got your sponsorship worth with that match, which featured two incredible beards, I must say.
Without question, a mythical level of fight and guts and drive and determination. And you can sense the emotion in Jason Hotch as he looks back at Buddy Matthews and thinks about what could have been. But man, if this is any indication, Jason Hotch is going to be a name that you and I and everybody is going to have to watch over the next several years.
All right, fans, are you ready for more action?
Well, we are back with the second half of WrestlePit's Blast Off in conjunction with Pele Pro Wrestling. And we are joined by somebody who, I want to say instinctively, Veda, you may have a lot in common with, but the more you get to know this man, I'd
No,
say
that's
probably
not true at all, no.
Okay.
I see what you're going for there, Joe, but I'm going to cut you off. No, I have nothing in common with David Lawless whatsoever.
I think that's why I like you so much. certainly not fashion sense. The gavel ready to speak.
Shut your mouth. Order in the gavel's courtroom right now, moron.
Again, he's not a judge, he's a lawyer.
Now, for those of you who live under a rock or only know Edgar Schneider, I am the gavel David Lawless, Esquire, the greatest attorney and professional wrestler in the world. And as I look around at this pathetic group of losers, I realize that you might not know what true greatness really looks like. See, some are born great, like the gavel. Some achieve greatness, like the gavel. And some have greatness thrust upon them, like all you morons here tonight.
Not a Shakespearean scholar either is David Lawless. That wasn't 100% accurate.
I realize the greatest accomplishment you'll ever have is being able to tell your GED professor or your parole officer that you saw the gavel David Lawless wrestle here tonight. Now, as an attorney and as the gavel, I am the symbol of authority here. Excuse me, sir, you don't know if I was a judge, do you? So shut your mouth. You look like you're about to go rob a Toys for Tots bin.
It's an interesting strategy when you would think that he'd want to like drum up business from the community.
Edgar Schneider has nothing on me. Those Shenderovich and Fishman crooks couldn't lace my boots. As I was saying, morons.
Where's kick pads? David
I
Lawless,
was
kick
sent here
pads.
by the great Governor Tom Wolf and the Pennsylvania. I have been sent here by the great Governor Tom Wolf and the Pennsylvania Wildlife and Gaming Commission to protect you from a wild animal that's running around. We got a 400-pound problem standing right on those bleachers, and his name is the Beastman.
He's eating insects
And
off
I
people.
know that all you cool cats and kittens wish this world was like Carol Baskin's wet dream. But I'm here to tell you that in the Commonwealth of Pennsylvania, we don't let wild animals like Beastman roam free. So Beastman, you got two options. One, you leave peacefully, or two, I maul you worse than Don Lewis when he went into the tiger enclosure. The choice is yours, moron.
So Beastman has been out here interacting with our fans throughout our live intermission, and David Lawless taking umbrage with this. And it looks like we have an impromptu matchup.
Hold on, what did he just pull out of his trunks? Is that a bone?
That's not just a bone. That's Beastman's pet bone. His
I'm glad
meal.
you're here because I am not 100% up on the antics of Beastman. I'm gonna have to be now.
I mean, I'm not because I'm a human. I mean, I don't know what Beastman's like the missing link. He's just like a Neanderthal.
Ah!
He's throwing chairs.
Those are venue chairs. Get that out of the ring.
Well, listen, Beta, we talked about not touching the Texans cowboy hat. You don't touch a Beastman's bone either. It's like 1 and 1 A.
Can you not say Beastman's bone?
You know
ever
what I
again?
meant. That was inappropriate.
So he looks like he's ready for a fight.
Beastman?
Maybe.
I think Beastman's ready for feeding time. See, he found one. I bet there's a lot of like lice and termites and all kinds of things in the hair of David Lawless. He's trying to take Beastman away with him and lock him up somewhere, I guess.
Maybe this is working?
I think Lawless is promising more headlights. Beastman is of simple means, to say the least. He doesn't always understand where he is or what he's doing.
Oh!
But I think he's realized one thing, and that's he's been had. David Lawless is not exactly kimchi, is he? Beastman had Lawless by the tie, a poke to the eye.
It's not a clip-on, which impresses me a little bit.
Ring the bell. This thing's a match now. And here we go. David Lawless and Beastman, one-on-one, impromptu. Can we say the ultimate lifestyle clash, perhaps?
Oh.
This is not a fight I would have picked if I was David Lawless, Esquire.
The referee, bless him, is attempting to give instructions to Beastman, who I don't think will listen or cares to listen.
Could he comprehend them if he tried? I don't think counting's ever been Beastman's forte.
Ooh.
Well, chops are another thing altogether as Lawless now. The man who says Lawless is flawless has made several mistakes this segment so far.
Yeah, starting with walking out here in the first place.
Yep. And Beastman. By the way, if you're watching on Fight TV or Title Match Network, please tweet along. Use the hashtag BLASTOFF. Let us know what your thoughts have been thus far, your favorite matches, what's to come. Please interact with us. Let everybody at WrestlePit and Pele Pro Wrestling know what you think of this event and maybe what you think of Beastman, but I don't know how you put that in one tweet. As you hear the battle cry of Husk, Husk.
Whoa! One-handed!
Yeah. The Stone Age Savage, nearly 400 pounds, lets Lawless have it.
Oh no.
There's using every pound of that weight right on the chest of David Lawless. Imagine if that's your last visual you ever seen.
Lawless by the ears. Ugh. Oh no!
Yeah, I think it's long overdue. Lawless be held in contempt of court and pay some penance here. And it may be in the form of a Beastman cannonball.
Oh, Lawless, though, gets out of the way.
And Lawless takes advantage. Beastman, no regard for his own well-being, quite obviously. Lawless better have regard for his well-being. If he did, he'd be in the parking lot by now.
I mean, imagine if that cannonball had connected.
We would have a very one-dimensional Lawless that would need scraped off the canvas.
Beastman, though, back on his feet, just barely holding himself up in the corner.
Beastman, it's his primitive instincts right now. It's just the animalistic tone of Beastman. He just knows survival. He knows fight for what he believes is his and what he wants to be his. And right now, that's the hide of David Lawless.
Oh my gosh! Did you hear that connect?
One shot is sometimes all an individual the size of Beastman needs. I don't think Lawless is necessarily in full control of his faculties right now as he trips up Beastman.
Lawless on the outside. Drive-by drop kick.
And this is Lawless just trying to survive right now. Nice extension, nice hang time on that leg drop.
Trying for a pin here. Beastman, yeah, kicked out at 1.
Pena, have you given any consideration to being like Beastman's defense attorney?
You know, honestly, I feel like all you have to do is just submit the evidence of what Lawless had to say ahead of this match, and he gets off scot-free. No pun intended.
I see what you did there.
I didn't even know where I was going with that. I'm just, that's just me riffing.
That's why you're a natural. And
Lawless, again, keeps trying to, like, overpower Beastman, hold him down. Lawless is nothing if not confident, overconfident.
Swing and a miss.
What? No.
Lawless,
wow.
the Hurricane Rana.
I honestly, I think in that situation, he was able to reverse a powerbomb attempt into a Hurricane Rana. Yeah, all right. I'm going to say this one time. I was slightly impressed by David Lawless.
All right, let's write that down. I don't hear that very often.
This 2 shall pass. Cover.
2 count only. Lawless complaining to the official. But, yeah, Lawless has gotten himself in a most disadvantageous situation, but he's holding his own and then some. And this could be a major statement. Beastman was on MLW television about a week ago, and he pinned the Blue Meanie and Salvio Vega in the very same matchup. So Beastman's very credited in his own right.
Oh, Beastman throws up an elbow. And a boot. And you can hear no one in this crowd is rooting for David Lawless. That's just about what they wanted to see. His head almost taken off.
I think David Lawless has family here that's not rooting for him. That's how unlikable he is.
Well, he's currently involved in litigation with them, so.
That makes perfect sense.
Oh!
Beastman with a 375-pound crossbody. That could, no.
Somehow, David Lawless kicked out.
Even Beastman was shocked.
Once he connects with all of his girth like that, I mean, he figures the 3 count is next to follow. That, again, very impressive.
And you hear that battle cry of Husk ring out. But Lawless was waiting. Begrudgingly so, I will admit Lawless is smarter than Beastman. And down with the elevated Bulldog. This could be all here. Lawless on top. 2 and no. How do you trap a frame that big?
And Beastman, when he kicked out, he propelled himself into a seated position, but then he just went right back down. That Bulldog took a lot out of him.
Yeah, Beastman's trying his best to fight through the pain, but it's been quite a while since I've seen Beastman in this situation. Oh, caught Lawless this time.
Oh!
And no counter this time from the Flawless one. Beastman drills the gavel with the power bomb.
Oh!
There's your cannonball.
Remember when I said, imagine if that cannonball had connected? Well, dreams come true.
And the hook of the leg. And Beastman's dream comes true. He's victorious. David Lawless, when will you learn, sir? You don't want to pick a fight with Beastman because all Beastman knows is surviving. And the Stone Age Savage has done just that. A most unexpected turn of events here at WrestlePit, but a favorable one if you're anybody here that's not named David Lawless. I just hope Beastman doesn't come over here.
Beastman just surveying his prey. Oh no, ew.
Yeah, some fresh meat. Lawless looked like his elbow or his forearm was lacerated. And Beastman, much like a shark when they sense blood, you can see how that turned out. Beastman is the winner in a most conspicuous one-on-one matchup here at WrestlePit, Pele Pro Wrestling's Blast Off.
And here comes Phil Stamper to move us along.
Notice how Phil's walking the long way around the other side of the ring, which is the smartest thing he's done. Oh, he's got the bone. There's Beastman's bone. Beastman gets the win. He gets the spoils. Look out, man, Deck. Don't let Beastman get that close to you. As WrestlePit continues, let's regroup from that. You never know what's going to happen when Beastman's out here, but we have so much more action still to come. We talked about it at the outset. We talked about it right before intermission, but I do know that one matchup that was scheduled was an 11th hour change. Maybe Phil Stamper will update us on where we're headed from here.
A little bit impromptu with David Lawless. Well, what was he thinking challenging Beastman? He is crazy. He is that. Fans, thank you so much for being here. We're live on Fight TV. I feel like now I can bring you back because the action is amazing and so are you for being here. Are you ready for our next match? This next match is a singles match set for one fall.
And tonally and stylistically, I think we're about to see basically a 180 from Beastman and David Lawless.
The man who considers himself to be #blessed, Casey Navarro, and it's hard to argue that when you look at the natural skill this young man possesses. Still in his early to mid-20s, but has had a lot of very vocal supporters in his corner for many years.
155 pounds and hailing from Miami, Florida. He is the Major League Blessing, truly blessed, Casey Navarro!
From Miami's made a name for himself all up and down the East Coast, and most recently been branching out even more than that. You're very familiar with him, of course, Joe.
I've seen Casey in MLW in recent weeks. I called a matchup of his and Buddy Matthews for Battleground Championship Wrestling in the month of September that has been watched by tens of thousands of individuals on YouTube. Casey is a true prodigy of the game, but facing a traveling businessman of a different sort.
Introducing his opponent from wherever he hangs his hat, weighing in at exactly 1 barrel of mustache wax. He is a legitimate businessman, Sonny DeFarge.
Legitimate businessman in the sense that maybe he sells a little bit of snake oil. He's got some fix-it-all potions and elixirs that may be of suspect means. He's the kind of guy that's going to email you and tell you if you send him $5,000, he'll send you back $1 million. Sonny DeFarge always has a hustle on his mind, and it's brought him a lot of success out and in the ring.
Well, I think in the case of Sonny DeFarge, it's maybe more of like a telegram situation than an email. I don't know if he's quite gotten to the email technology yet. But something else I know about Sonny DeFarge is he's primarily a tag team competitor and has had great success with Crummels and DeFarge. But tonight we're going to see him in singles competition. I'm not as familiar with him as a singles competitor, so I'm eager to see this, especially if he's going to go up against someone with the credentials of a Casey Navarro.
Yeah, well, Casey Navarro is certainly outsized. DeFarge's about 6'4" or so. And you talked about the success of DeFarge and Crummels. They have won tag team championships all over the Northeast. Chikara Pro Wrestling, as the bell is sounded for. Chikara Campeonatos de Parejas, once upon a time. In addition to being tag team champions for Premier Championship Wrestling in Cleveland, DeFarge also the final heavyweight champion in that organization earlier in the summer. But one thing I know about Casey Navarro, he's not going to be intimidated by anybody's resume, by anybody's legacy, because Casey Navarro, he doesn't believe that he's that good just naturally. He believes that he's blessed. He believes that he has the spirit and the energy of a higher power on a plane beyond our existence, helping drive his career. And when you have that kind of confidence in you, regardless of where it comes from, that's hard to prepare for.
And Casey Navarro also has the entirety of this WrestlePit crowd behind him as well.
Well, I mean, Casey is a flashy young athlete. A lot about him will draw your eye if you ever see him pull up to an arena. He's dressed to the nines, Dolce & Gabbana. He's got the finest suits. He's got the finest jewelry. Certainly that hair color is anything but natural. Casey Navarro lives that superstar, that ballin' lifestyle 24/7.
And you spoke a little bit about the history of Sonny DeFarge, but he is someone who is very technically sound. For all the shenanigans that we see in the ring, he's someone who is, in terms of fundamentals and technical wrestling, like that's how he was trained. That's his background.
Yeah, and such a worldly style he was trained in, with so many guest trainers, so many seminars, so many brains to pick. You know, we're talking about the fact that DeFarge has traveled a lot of the similar roads of the likes of Chris Hero, the likes of Cesaro, Claudio Castagnoli. And DeFarge is, you know, kind of the next in line of that succession of athletes who can do European style, Japanese style, lucha style, traditional American style, and forge it all together.
That directional change by Casey Navarro, so impressive.
Yeah, Casey's going to look to out-quicken DeFarge, stay out of his grasp. Pace quickens. And DeFarge realizes he's had enough.
He is, I think he's sneaking away. Maybe he doesn't realize that Casey Navarro has been in a wrestling ring before and knows the basic landscape.
There's only 4 sides to choose from. But that's part of just being a con artist in your vocation 24/7.
That didn't work out. Not for DeFarge at all.
Casey, that heat-seeking missile connects. DeFarge is one of those guys who thinks he's always the smartest guy in the room and always thinks he's got that hook to outsmart you and manipulate you into where he wants you to go. And Casey Navarro's just not buying it.
Well, and Joe, I'm going to say this again. Normally, Sonny DeFarge can count on having a tag team partner to have his back as well. There's a pin.
Great hang time on the elbow.
You have to change up your strategy when you're in a singles competition.
You got to believe that Crummels has taken the old covered wagon to the next town over, and he's
unless he's under the ring or something, I don't know.
Hey, you never know with these guys. And Casey hits face first into that second turnbuckle.
Whoa! What a back suplex!
All that power down on the back of the neck of Navarro. There's a count of 2, and again, DeFarge, 6'4" or so, and a lot of power and a lot of technique behind everything he does. So the way that rocked Casey Navarro, you can tell Casey's not all there right now.
Just using every inch of those, like you said, those long legs, those long limbs, a lot of power behind that.
Yeah, that full extension means that Casey Navarro cannot reach to counter, and those uppercuts of Sonny DeFarge, an expert part of his arsenal as well.
And another.
And Casey fires back, showing he's not going to lay down. DeFarge, the aggressor here. Casey, high above and driven down.
Not just a body slam, but he tossed his opponent into the air.
Yeah, it's making the most out of everything you do. Sonny DeFarge, who drops the leg. You can tell by the look of Casey's face, he is not in a good way.
Rolling uppercut, and there's the pinfall attempt.
2 count only. Helped, taught to DeFarge in part by his old training buddy, Uppercut Ulysses, back in the day. As DeFarge mocks Casey Navarro. And again, Sonny DeFarge is an 11th hour addition to this card. A few last-minute changes stemming from the leg injury to Danhausen. And that's where we got Buddy Matthews from, and certainly DeFarge as well. DeFarge was not on the original card, but a win here propels him, as a bait switch by DeFarge, propels him up the rankings.
Right, and I'll give credit where credit's due, Joe. To take a fight, to take a bout, as I think DeFarge would say, at a late hour like that, when you're maybe not as prepared, maybe didn't have enough time to come up with a game plan, that's a risk, but it's a risk that can really, really pay off. You know, especially with an event like this, we're live on Fight, we're live on Title Match, a lot of eyes on Sonny DeFarge right now.
DeFarge can be a most pugnacious pugilist when he needs to be, and Navarro finding that out the hard way. Can Casey, the little twirl of the mustache. It's almost like he just came back from tying a girl to the railroad tracks or something.
Yeah, as someone, I'm unable to grow facial hair myself. I've tried. But when you have a mustache like that, does it just like, when you twirl it, does it like make you evil, or does the evil come first and you grow the mustache? I don't know.
I think only evil people have the genetics.
It's the twirl.
To get that natural twirl in.
It's the twirl.
It's DeFarge, it's the Iron Sheik, and it's every silent movie villain.
Oof.
Those are the most important ones.
And Casey Navarro just went twirling through the air. What a hip toss.
Yeah, Navarro in there with certainly an evildoer now in his eyes. In Casey's eyes, it's the ultimate battle of good versus evil. But DeFarge, man, and those uppercuts will rock you. Have you ever been hit with an uppercut like that?
Yes, and it's your entire chest, your entire body. You get some forearm to the chin, it just rocks you. Followed up with a huge knee strike.
DeFarge just meticulous in his offense.
Whoa!
Belly to belly release. And Casey Navarro sent all the way across to the other corner of the ring. Could this be a hook in the leg? 2 count only.
Navarro kicks out, but he's clutching his back. That belly-to-belly suplex almost flipped him all the way over onto his feet. That's how much momentum was behind it.
I love the fighting spirit in Casey Navarro. No matter what the odds are against him, he keeps scratching, he keeps clawing, he keeps fighting any way he can. He may need the ropes to help him up now, but the bottom line, the important thing is Casey Navarro wants to get up and fight.
And DeFarge is enjoying this. He didn't take the time to capitalize immediately. He's just watching Navarro struggle.
It's almost like he's relishing in his handiwork.
Ooh.
DeFarge could take the winnings of this matchup, the winner's end of the purse money, and probably buy a lot more inventory for his traveling salesmanship. Maybe a few bootleg watches. But here's Casey Navarro with a counter into the Halo DDT.
And just like that, I think Casey Navarro has evened the odds. He's turned things around for himself right now, but he's gonna have to capitalize.
A desperation strike from way down deep. Casey got the rotation, he got the momentum, and he connected. DeFarge is dazed, he can't find the rope, but Casey Navarro is finding his wherewithal, and he's measuring Sonny DeFarge.
Oh!
Casey's got to hit and run when you're only about 170 pounds. You got to use that weight by keeping it in motion.
And Navarro is rolling now. Evades DeFarge.
Beautiful code red, stacks him up, no!
Still not enough.
Man, Casey Navarro's reaching way down deep in the 305 to pull out the guts and determination needed. And Casey Navarro is motioning to the top turnbuckle. Could he be taking a chance, and will it pay off this late in the match?
Yeah, he has a plan here. Oh!
Great adjustment midair to land on his feet. Series of strikes low and high, but DeFarge counters. Jeez, extra torque on the full Nelson slam. Jars the neck, is this enough? No.
Absolutely incredible, because from my vantage point, Sonny DeFarge got absolutely all of that full Nelson slam, and still, somehow Casey Navarro manages to kick out.
DeFarge completely ragdolled Navarro. It must have felt like Navarro was projected out of a car crash. Will this be the end? DeFarge signals. No, Casey played possum.
Oh my gosh!
Straight to the butt of the jaw.
DeFarge might be out. Navarro going back up top.
It didn't work the first time. Casey's determined. Frog splash from way up high, but not enough.
Still not enough. And again, that was a complete connection on that frog splash.
Casey.
I don't know what either of these two can even pull out at this point.
Casey may need some divine intervention. He may be looking for the answers from a power high above at this point. Oh, roll up here. Only two. Casey traps his shoulders. Both these men are looking for some momentum. They're looking to catch the other off guard. Casey went for the inside cradle, but
they are fighting over this pinning attempt.
Casey didn't have the leverage or the weight he needed. What is this? A first rope superplex? And quite impromptu. I've never seen that before.
Got the ripcord here.
Oh, this clothesline will do it. No! Counter! And Casey hits the Jesus piece. That's his specialty. Casey Navarro's done it. Man, that was a true showcase of guts and grit from Casey Navarro. And whether you want to credit a spiritual being or whether you want to say that Casey had to fight himself the entire time, the bottom line is Casey's more than good. He's damn good, and he's turning heads everywhere he goes, including tonight in what was his Pittsburgh debut. Some fans appreciate the heart of Casey. Some may be a little turned off by his bold personality, let's say. But Casey is confident, Casey believes in himself, and Casey is on a meteoric rise. Casey Navarro is your winner. And still so much more still to come.
We got Phil Stanford back in the ring here.
What a faux pas that jacket is on this.
Just a reminder. See, I got you. I tricked you. I thought the microphone was on the entire time. Just a reminder, we do have 50-50 tickets still available for you. We will be calling the winner of that in the fourth main event. This next match is a singles match and is set for one fall.
Well, two more men who have not touched down in Pittsburgh as of yet, looking to stake their reputations in a whole new territory against one another, and this could wind up being the most physical matchup of the entire evening. Yeah, well, we're looking at Steve Pena right now, who is, I love the eyes. The eyes are the window to the soul, and they can tell such a story. And Pena was trained in Germany with the likes of Walter. He's been in the game for 6 or 7 years, and he is the most no-frills, no-nonsense athlete, maybe on this entire event. He just wants to get out there and hurt people.
And introducing his opponent. Weighing in at 265 pounds and hailing from the East 7 Mile in Detroit, Michigan, he is the 7 Mile Destroyer, Isiah Broner.
And this man is a self-described bully. He's a heavy hitter, he's proud of it, but he started to make his reputation known in various parts of the country. He's been competing out of the past 4 years out of Detroit, Michigan, and these are two men that I think you look at, Pena and Broner. They are mad, bad, and dangerous to know. Maybe, at least what we've seen thus far, amongst the most physically imposing. I put a caveat to that, knowing who's in the main event later on. But well, this will be the calm before the storm between Pena and Broner. And Broner is very tentative, very hesitant. And you got to wonder what kind of a mind game this is, what kind of a machination this is, and who's going to get the upper hand here? You know, Beta, I know you've been in matches sometimes, and you've managed in matches where sometimes it seems like the charge that you're managing, or maybe their opponent has lost the matchup before it starts because that's psychological advantage.
Right, Broner has made eye contact, locked eyes with his opponent, and he's not broken it the entire time, the entire opening of this match. And there's just a paintbrush to the face, very disrespectful. But like you said, he's a bully. He's proud of it.
Yeah. I enjoy the, I'm assuming that's a tribute to what? The Martin TV show from the 90s
Looks
on
like
Broner's
it, yeah.
gear? Is that actually Martin Lawrence on his gear? There's a collision center ring. Nobody budges. Beta, we could use all the cliches, the irresistible force, and the movable object, and Battle of the Titans, and I'm not sure which one really fits. You can pick whichever one you like the most at home, but bottom line is, this is going to be, I think, the matchup that has the most parity, the most similarity out of anybody we've seen thus far.
Yeah, virtually every other match so far tonight has started out with a little bit of a technical showcase, a little bit of technical wrestling. Not this one. This one has immediately turned into just chop for chop, strike for strike.
And two men who are so no-nonsense and so straightforward in everything they do.
Oh! Chops to the back are so much worse. They really are.
Yeah. They sting, don't they?
They hurt, and you don't see it coming.
And I think Broner just needs a moment to regroup after that. And Pena's the more worldly of the two. Certainly, you think of Germany and WXW. You think about so many great wrestlers from all over the world that have called that place either a temporary home or have stopped in for a weekend. Of course, the 16-karat gold tournament that is a staple of that particular organization. So you know if you come out of Germany, you've had to survive a hell of a lot to just get this far.
Yeah, I mean, I know from personal experience, having lived there for a few months, training in the WXW school is intense every single day. It's not just a matter of the wrestling training, it's just conditioning. And like you said, it's just keeping up with that mentality, with that mindset. If you choose to go there like Steve Pena did, then you are serious about your wrestling.
Yeah, and that really hardens you as a competitor. And
oh, that was to the throat. That was a chop to the throat.
And you think about what Pena has as far as pain threshold, as far as just the painful tools in his arsenal that he can dish out. And Broner has to rise to that occasion, and so far he has here. Suplex into the cover for two. I know Broner has competed before in Pele Pro Wrestling down in Texas. And oh geez. Man, I think it's only a matter of time before this thing, if it hasn't yet, it gets personal.
Brutal elbow strikes to the back of the neck.
That's the point of the elbow, no padding there. That's bone on flesh.
And it looked like Pena was going for a slam, and Broner just fought it every inch of the way.
Well, I think Broner's going to have the power edge.
Oh, what a fall-away slam. Sent Pena almost all the way to the outside.
Yeah. And Broner, his strength there, 2 count only, his strength almost works against him. He's got to pull Pena back towards the center of the ring to get a good cover.
And another observation here about Broner is he's so deliberate. He's calculating. He doesn't seem like he's going to let this rattle him.
And if this matchup stays wide open, if you can use those throws and those slams, it's advantage Broner. If it's more of a tight striking matchup, I give the advantage to Pena.
And I think you're exactly right, Joe. That's what Pena's going for.
Oh.
And Broner follows up with a slam.
2-0. Broner picked the leg of Pena, and that's such a mind game. As every time you come in with a strike, Broner can literally catch you, capture you, and do whatever the hell he wants with you from there.
And it's not, the fanciest. It's not the prettiest. It's literally just picking up a man and throwing him.
Yeah. It does not need to be pretty to be painful, without question. Referee Bobby Williams on the case, making sure that Broner breaks by 5.
Pena fighting his way to his feet. Broner, though, not letting him out of the corner yet. Oh! Speaking of Walter, those chops.
Yeah, it's almost a guttural noise.
But Pena says, bring it on!
Well, it's not the first hard shot Pena's felt. It won't be the last.
Oh!
But Pena psychs up, and Broner takes a couple steps back. Broner, I don't think he's ever seen anyone react to one of his chops that way.
Just blistering the chest of his opponent. Pena is relentless. Broner just physically shove him off.
And you can see the discoloration, the welts forming across both these men's chests and back so far.
Pena with a snap German, and Broner just tosses him with one of his own.
Oh, what a gut check this is. Who wants it more? Who can survive the most?
And another. Trading Germans in the middle of the ring.
Once again.
Broner with the snatch of German, but no, Pena with the trip.
Yeah,
Went for a submission, but Broner rolled out.
Pena trying to trap Broner low to the ground, neutralize that size, neutralize that power. But man.
Oh! Pena with the cover. And that lariat leveled Broner.
What a stalemate of a fight this has been. Oh,
and
God.
again, and I don't think this is there's a pin. Hooks
No.
the leg so close. I don't think that this is a position that Isiah Broner is used to finding himself in at all.
Not at all. I think Broner's used to being the aggressor. He's used to being the dominant force, and Pena, even though he's outsized and he's outpowered, just the sheer mentality and the striking game and the determination, the ability to block out the pain has pressed Pena forward.
Pena on his feet. Oh!
Don't count out the striking game of Broner, a former boxer. You give him the opening, he'll take it. Backbreaker coming up, perhaps. Splash him out. Yeah!
Oh, and Pena, although he was fighting it the entire way, not able to escape. There's a pin.
And another near fall.
The referee's hand was just about to graze the canvas when Pena managed to kick out.
And trying to read the face of Isiah Broner, I'm sure a number of different emotions going through that man's head right now.
Well, they might be, Joe, but they don't show on his face. It's scary.
Yeah, well.
So deliberate.
You got to stay stone-faced and focused and just to your next move, your next strategy. It's a human game of chess in every sense of the word, as Pena's limp and over the shoulder of Broner.
Wait.
No. Broner likes to go F5, but he got caught. That guillotine choke, and notice the scissors, the grapevine, around the left leg of Broner as well. It enables him to keep the pressure on. Does Pena. Broner can't escape and counter because he can't move his body.
Broner trying to fight it, but Pena has that guillotine locked around the neck. Referee is checking.
And Pena cinches in deeper with a body scissors. Broner broke the first grapevine, not the second, but he's not done yet.
Pena pulling his opponent to his feet, but Broner fires back.
2 count only, and Pena kicks out but does not release the grip on the choke. That's incredible. The entire time Broner's counter happened, he was still caught in the choke, and now a rear naked choke.
Pena just transitioning from submission to submission.
And Broner's out, the officials calling it. Steve Pena from United States and Germany and all points in between with a statement victory over a former boxer, an all-around powerhouse, and somebody that came in with a lot of momentum and Isiah Broner.
And Broner brought the strength, but in the end, it was the technical prowess of Steve Pena that got him the win.
Yeah, a couple of chokes to get the job done, but Pena dug deep enough in that arsenal. And now what appears to be a show of respect. I don't know Pena well enough to know how genuine he is, but it seems to be on the level. Pena realized he was in a fight tonight.
Yeah, sometimes, although it can seem absolutely vicious at the time, if you're someone who just thrives on competition and violence, this is what you need. This is what makes you happy. I know he's not smiling, but he's smiling on the inside.
Yeah, he's been taken to his limit by somebody who in many ways traveled a vastly different road, but is still in many facets his peer. And congratulations to Steve Pena, his Pittsburgh area debut, WrestlePit Family Pro Wrestling, a victory here on Blast Off. Thank you everybody on Fight TV, Title Match Wrestling Network for tuning in and joining us, and hope you're tweeting along with the hashtag Blast Off.
Last call on food, last call on food.
And thank you to all of our sponsors, including the sponsor of this next match, the Carrie Sezowick team. They're a realty company out here in Pittsburgh. A lot of realtors tonight sponsoring our show, just in case you wanted to pick up some property.
Hey, we got a lot of athletes here tonight trying to get new real estate for their careers.
Match is set for one fall and sponsored by the Perry Zazuski team.
And that's at carriesuzuki.com.
Well, what a tag team matchup we have here. It'll be a non-title affair, but a homecoming on the left side of the screen and a couple of journeymen on the right side of the screen. Can't wait to see what'll happen here as Pretty Proper returns home.
And it's actually kind of shocking, Joe, when you say this is their return home. Because although they live in Pittsburgh, although they are from Pittsburgh, Pretty Proper are so busy and so well traveled. I believe it's been 2 years since they wrestled here.
With a couple more matches left for you, we know you're going to enjoy the action. I think you're going to get your wishes. I'm just saying. Ladies and gentlemen, let's try this again. This next match is a tag match, and it's set for one fall. And introducing first, weighing in at the combined total weight of 345 pounds, the ace of space, LSG, and the world famous CB.
Something seems to have gone wrong with the sound system here. The theme music of this team did not play, and world famous CB and LSG, they're not happy about it.
We are live, pal, and CB and LSG are taking that personally. The current Wrestle Pro Alaska Tag Team Champions, that man LSG has been to Alaska 6 different times to compete. Of course, these men are best known as products of Ring of Honor, and I've had a chance to see them numerous times in Future of Honor and certainly on the main roster, and CB trained.
Hey!
Hey, now it's not Stamper's fault. A lot's Stamper's fault tonight, but that's not one of them.
Hands off the coat, okay? Joe, I know you hope that it would get ripped to shreds, but I'm going to protect the coat.
And introducing their opponents.
CB's upset someone was dressed more lavishly than him.
proper, they got an entrance, they got music, they got lights, they got snow, they got the whole shebang. That's just gonna make world famous CB and LSG even angrier.
You think CB and LSG are gonna cry a little favoritism here? Lady Frost and the Savage Gentleman Victor Benjamin have been in pretty much every major promotion you could name. The eyes of the wrestling world are on this duo. And Gentleman and the Lady in all their glory here as they return home. And I won't comment much on the Butterfinger Championship belt just because of personal opinions and allergies, but be that as it may, Savage was very proud of that, and he's got the Butterfinger Investigators, the BFI.
They keep it safe, right?
I believe so, yes. Or
I'll
they're
keep
keeping
them
me
away
safe.
from you just in case they have like residual
Thank you.
Butterfinger powder.
Yeah, I don't want them to waft it over. But you cannot be safe from the striking game of the undefeated MMA star Benjamin, or the cold demeanor of the young lady who came out here with a smile on her face, but when it comes to competition, can be colder than a mother-in-law's kiss in Lady Frost.
And that backfired a little bit for CB and LSG.
Well, listen, hey, CB is one of the most universally loved athletes in the world, mentored and taken a liking to by the legendary Jushin Thunder Liger, a cult hit in Ring of Honor for many, many years. Anywhere else, the reaction will be different, but bottom line, CB and LSG are the away team here tonight. And it'll be interesting to see how they adjust, because LSG and CB are used to feeding off the energy of the crowd, used to being the most popular guys in a given matchup.
Oh.
Not to be.
No code of honor tonight, huh?
Apparently not. And this is not a Ring of Honor sanctioned matchup, so they have no need to follow that rule. It's LSG and the Savage Gentleman. Starting it out, LSG calls himself the Ace of Spades because he looks above and beyond just the skies to accomplish his hopes and dreams. He's aiming for the stars. And in many ways, he's captured many opportunities. Ring of Honor, of course, originally rose to prominence with the Coast to Coast team with Shaheem Ali. He's appeared as a single star in the television title and Pure Championship divisions. He's appeared on AEW Dark recently.
Well, and he's a WrestlePro Alaska tag team champion.
Yeah.
How many people can say that they've even been to Alaska, let alone wrestled in Alaska, let alone won a championship in Alaska?
Absolutely, LSG's done it, 6 trips.
Whoa, 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 whoa!
Go behind waistlock takedown by the Savage Gentleman, who another man who can go so many different styles. And LSG elevated.
Whoa, LSG though slips behind.
Yeah. Gentleman's going high impact early is Victor Benjamin, and now the striking game. Spinning back kick connects.
LSG retreating back to his own corner.
And just a reminder, the WrestlePro Alaska Championships are not on the line.
CB is fighting with a child. He is arguing with a child. Oh, no, he's found a woman in the crowd to fight with as well.
Well, CB better be focused on what matters here. And there's a most elegant and proper tag to Milady, Lady Frost. And here comes CB. I was going to make the point, Pena, that even though it feels like we're in Alaska right now, we are not, and thus the titles are not at stake. And it's not just cold because Lady Frost is in the ring, but the temperature did noticeably drop since her entrance.
I had to drive through a snowstorm to get here, Joe. I wasn't happy about it.
You take it up with Lady Frost. She controls the weather and all that stuff.
Whoa!
CB and Lady Frost with a quick pace here. Gymnast background from Lady Frost as well to take down.
And the dexterity of Lady Frost is second to none.
And for CB, who prides himself on his technical ability and his smoothness in the ring that he refers to as his rhythm, I think Lady Frost can hang with CB in that regard.
And Lady Frost up top already. Whoa!
Nicely done.
Split senton. Benjamin with the cover.
2 count only. I love the hang time of that senton as well. All CB could do was think about it and brace himself. Nowhere to go.
CB doing his best to just wiggle out of that predicament. Whoa.
LSG bailing out his partner, and the illegal double clothesline. LSG not legal in this matchup right now, but going to work, and CB raising the ire of Lady Frost as LSG goes to work on the floor. And into the guardrail. LSG, for my money, maybe the most underrated athlete in all of Ring of Honor, as CB gets a count of 1. And certainly the Jay Lethals and the Jonathan Greshams and Silas Young and of course Shane Taylor Promotions, all these guys get so much attention, and justifiably so, but LSG's been a workhorse. He's been in the trenches for many, many years looking for that opportunity. And I know he's hungry, and I know he's frustrated, and we're getting the best of both those worlds of LSG here tonight.
Whoa. And although we saw some dirty tactics earlier in the match, CB and LSG have tag team continuity. They are currently tag team champions.
2 count only.
Whoa, and I say that knowing fully well that obviously Pretty Proper have continuity in all aspects of their life, in and out of the ring.
Yeah.
But CB and LSG, you know, they keep it together.
Well, CB and LSG, I believe, have teamed together each of the past 4 weekends. Benjamin and Frost, oftentimes their travels take them to different parts of the world. They don't necessarily have the same experience in ring recently that LSG and CB have. And you see LSG getting more shots in. CB is creating the diversion and doing a hell of a job here. Are the WrestlePro Alaska champions.
Ooh. Benjamin was isolated in the wrong corner, and he's doing his best to fight out, but wait. LSG with the tag, and I don't think Benjamin knows.
Yeah, Benjamin with that Bob Backlund-esque atomic drop, and before he could hit that curtsy, LSG was waiting frantically into the cover, but could not put Benjamin away. Veda, what do you think it would do for the state of mind of Lady Frost and Victor Benjamin if their homecoming, what so much of this event was structured around and this feel-good moment was designed for, what if that ended a loss for them?
I mean, obviously, a loss to the Alaska Tag Team Champions, normally, that wouldn't be, you know, that's nothing to not be proud of, but in this situation, that's devastating.
There's added pressure here, being the hometown crowd.
Devastating.
LSG.
Benjamin was doing his best to fight his way out to his corner, but LSG with that abdominal stretch.
I like what LSG, he's kind of shimmying back into his own corner with the stretch still intact, so he could do this. Now, I didn't sign off on that part.
Just blatantly cheating. The referee didn't see it, but now that he has, he's over to break that up.
And what this does is it puts more pressure on the torque that's being placed on Benjamin's midsection, the intercostals between the ribs. LSG can keep his balance and bend back further and have extra force and pressure applied.
Lady Frost has had enough. She's in the ring. She has inadvertently distracted the referee, which our officials here at WrestlePro doing a great job all night. And honestly, I'm going to say if I was in this referee's shoes, I wouldn't be expecting this from someone like CB. This is like an alternate universe.
Yeah. Notice the moment that Mandek caught the infraction, they released quickly.
Got it again.
Well, now he caught him.
Oh!
There's a hell of a kick. Mandek almost took himself out of the match, but Benjamin counters that with a hip lock.
Is this enough? Can he make the tag? Lady Frost ready to go, and a tag.
Lady Frost is in, but CB created the diversion. They made the tag, but Mandek's none the wiser. Come on. CB and LSG are playing this whole situation like a fiddle.
referee didn't realize that both members of the team were working over Victor Benjamin.
And mocking Lady Frost, who at this point is powerless to do anything.
And I don't know, Joe. I don't want to count out Victor Benjamin or Pretty Proper, but he's got to get out of this corner. He's got to make a tag soon.
Yeah, you can never count them out, but
Excuse me, I'm sorry. He's got to make a tag that the referee sees soon,
yes,
because he was able to make the tag before.
It's looking bleak, I got to admit.
Oh, hold on. Oh!
Benjamin put the brakes on. There goes Berger. LSG playing spoiler. Benjamin, you gotta reach. You gotta reach.
Oh, he's so close.
Oh, LSG has that ankle. Benjamin's about 4 or 5 inches away.
There
He
it
got
is.
there. And the mood and the temperature just changed. Lady Frost going clotheslines.
Unleashing
Jeez.
on both LSG and CB.
Yeah, you want to talk about a blizzard of offense? Here we go, Lady Frost. Got both feet up. Drop kick connects. And both CB and LSG in a bad part of town somersault into the cannonball.
Double snowball fight and a cover.
That'll do it. No. Less than half a count away from righting a lot of wrongs so far in this match.
LSG kicks out, but Lady Frost is on fire. Well, not really. Lady Frost is, what? In a blizzard? I don't know. I don't have a term for that. And just like that, it looks like CB and LSG have turned this around. Oh!
Jeez.
Cover by CB.
Double team offense may do it, but Benjamin makes the save. And now it's 2-on-1 on Benjamin. It's divide and conquer here from CB and LSG, but check out Benjamin fight.
And Benjamin fighting his way out.
Oh, Heidi.
Fighting both opponents at once. Lady Frost.
CB thinking about it. Nowhere to go here.
I think the temperature's about to drop. Oh, connects!
Beautifully done. But LSG pushes Savage Gentleman into the fall. The contact breaks the count.
That would have been 3. The Savage Gentleman inadvertently broke up the pinfall thanks to the intervention of world famous CB. Lady Frost, though, she has something else in mind here.
I don't know if there's a prettier moonsault in the game today, and with that prettiness, it's also effective, but they'll need more.
Back and forth here.
I don't know if I'd want to compete with Pretty Proper in a striking game.
It looks like they're getting the better of LSG and world famous CB right now. Oh!
The young veterans with a counter. They get rid of Benjamin. Lady Frost is still legal.
And he hit the floor hard.
Well, we saw this once before.
Oh!
Lady Frost counters!
Just decked LSG across the chin.
But does Lady Frost have her faculties? Does she realize where she is and what she needs to do? Lady Frost, full extension of that leg. CB has rocked.
Victor Benjamin back in the ring. Whoa!
Jeez.
Pop-up spin kick.
Wild swing. Benjamin got enough to daze CB, and now, dare I say, the icing on the cake.
Oh!
Hooks the leg. Pretty Proper come home winner.
And the crowd here in Pittsburgh on their feet. A successful
Well, Pena, you said that Lady Frost was on fire and then you started to correct yourself. I don't know about the fire, but there's definitely a winter storm advisory in the air right now because Lady Frost has come home, and with her gentleman by her side, these two are hometown heroes, and they've defeated bona fide champions, and they've done it in front of so many of their friends and family here. What a moment. And if I'm the WrestlePro Alaska management, maybe this is a future title matchup to book. But before we think about that, certainly here WrestlePit and Hayle Pro Wrestling, Blastoff is not done yet. One more big one is still to come as Pretty Proper take their much-deserved bows.
How awesome was that tag match? All right, we're going to quickly draw for our 50-50. Make sure you have your wrestling ticket in front of you. You're mixing up the tickets. Just to make sure I have nothing up my sleeve. Get up again. All right, ticket number 855665. Okay, meet over at the concession stand for your winning ticket. To make sure to bring the winning ticket with you. Ladies and gentlemen, it's now time for our main event. This next match is a six-man tag. Excuse me for a second. Our 50-50 raffle winner live. So again, the winning ticket number 855665. Going once. She really did win. That's a new person? Oh. Okay. That was cool. Look at that. Let's try this again. Ladies and gentlemen, it's time for your main event. This next match is set for one fall. It is for the Ring of Honor Six-Man Championship.
This will be a collision. No other way to put it. There's going to be a lot of beef in this ring. And a trio that has really revolutionized how the entire business has viewed them against a trio that has done much the same, branching out of Pittsburgh and becoming a huge, huge deal as free agents.
Right, and this is another match here at WrestlePit with championship implications. Thank you to Arca Realty for sponsoring our show tonight, and thank you to Mythical Beards for sponsoring this main event in particular. Awesome sponsors tonight. Couldn't do this without you.
Well, if you follow independent professional wrestling, you know of Ganon Jones Jr. in the middle, Pro Wrestling's All-Star. You know of the metahuman, Duke Davis in the back left. You may not know about the third entity in this trio, the Iceman Tony Johnson, who's a little more under the radar. He's a little more one of Pittsburgh's best-kept secrets. But he's won major championships here, and he's been riding the road with Duke Ganon for the past several years. Tony Johnson is one of those guys who is good enough, but hasn't had that break, that moment, that opportunity, that career-defining win. Tonight could be that moment if Tony Johnson, Ganon, and Duke become Ring of Honor World Six-Man Tag Team Champions. And let's be honest, the state of the industry is in flux right now. There's forbidden doors opening everywhere, and we don't really know what Ring of Honor is going to look like a few months from now. Could it have TME as one of their focal points. It can happen.
And as you said before, these are hometown favorites. A lot of appreciation in the credit. The thing too, Joe, is when you have spent years watching people from your town competing, to see them get a huge opportunity like this in front of you, you can't help but root for them.
Without question. At one point, Duke and Ganon held, I believe, 4 different sets of tag team championships in the tri-state area. They branched out to ESW up in Buffalo, Beyond Wrestling over on the East Coast. Several appearances on AEW Dark have Duke and Ganon. When you look at these guys, you know, it's not if, it's when they get that major contract, that major championship, that major run, and it could start right here live on Fight and Title Match Wrestling Network for Blast Off. And there you have one of the financiers and the mouthpiece in many ways of Shane Taylor Promotions, the Rev Ron Hunt. He brings in Moses, followed by Kaun. They are the SOS, the Soldiers of Savagery. And now the promoter and CEO of Shane Taylor Promotions, the namesake that has built the brand, that has been out to prove that those that don't normally get the opportunities, don't get the chances, don't get the free rides to the top, can still earn every step of it and show they can be top dogs as well.
And truly, once Shane Taylor made this mindset known, once Shane Taylor Promotions united in this common goal, they have been virtually unstoppable.
274 days as Ring of Honor World Six-Man Tag Team Champions. They've defeated the likes of Nexus Squad, Bandito, Famito, Le Urus, Incoherence, Delirious, Halloween, and Frightmare, La Facción Ingobernable, Kenny King, Dragon Lee, La Bestia del Ring. These men have triumphed over all, and they find competition from the outside of the ROH walls tonight. Will it be another successful title defense, or will TME play spoiler? Shane Taylor cut his teeth here in Pittsburgh for many years, competing for many top promotions. Of course, a Cleveland native before relocating down to Texas some years ago.
And Phil Stamper here with the introductions.
Phil Stamper looks so tiny right now.
Ladies and gentlemen, it's now time for your main event. This match is sponsored by Mythical Beers, and it is for the Ring of Honor Six-Man Tag Team Championship. Introducing first to my right, the challengers. Weighing in a combined total weight of 720 pounds and hailing from the City of Champions, Pena Jones, Duke Davis, Iceman, Tony Johnson. This is the main event.
And the crowd here is already erupting in TME chants.
And the champions. Being escorted to the ring by the Red Ron Hunt, they are Kaun, Moses, and the baddest of all time, the CEO captain of Shane Taylor Promotions, Shane Taylor himself, also the VIP World Heavyweight Champion, your Ring of Honor Six-Man Tag Team Champions, Shane Taylor Promotions.
It's a mouthful of an introduction, but every accolade has been earned. Shane Taylor Promotions has not waited for opportunity to come their way. They've made their own luck, and it's paid off big.
And interestingly, Joe, the TME chant became an STP chant. This crowd, rather than being divided, I think is rooting for both teams here. That's the kind of match we're going to get.
It's a great sentiment, but it can only go so far. Only one team can be left standing, as you see the Ring of Honor World Six-Man Tag Team Championship that's been defended across this world, live on pay-per-view, coast to coast and continent to continent. But for the first time, we're seeing it defended here in Pele Pro Wrestling and WrestlePit as referee Bobby Williams calls for the Code of Honor. This officially an ROH sanctioned matchup with the titles at stake.
Whoa!
And of course, the Code of Honor has become a little bit more of a suggestion in recent years. It's much more lax. You can choose to accept the handshake, or you can do what Shane Taylor just did. And Duke's ire has been raised, and Duke can be a hothead. Duke is probably the most emotional man in this matchup under normal circumstances, let alone Shane Taylor's attempt at be a mind game, disrespect. Read it how you want. He's in Duke's head.
And the referee separating these teams so this match can finally start.
Shane Taylor seems satisfied with his handiwork. It's going to be Kaun on the right side of the ring, starting out with Tony Johnson, called in many ways the Iceman because of, not to use more cold puns, I know you're chilly, Veda, but it's his demeanor inside the ring. He's very meticulous with his offense, and we'll see how he fares with somebody like Kaun, who is not just competed in Ring of Honor, but he's also competed in Pele Pro rings in Texas as well.
And it's important to note that these are the ROH six-man championships, and what we have here are two units.
Yeah.
Two teams. Oftentimes when you see something like a six-man tag match, you'll have three individuals who are just thrown together in a team. But Shane Taylor Promotions, obviously as the champions, very, very used to competing as a trio, but also the main event. They're a unit. They're a cohesive group. It's rare that we will see this.
Just because Tony Johnson has not gotten the headlines of Duke and Ganon, do not mistake that for him being a weak link. He's just a bit under the radar and perhaps even more motivated to show out tonight. An aggressive collar and elbow. Kaun and Moses are used to being the aggressors. And I don't know they're going to have that advantage in this matchup as Tony tries to trap the shoulders. Can't catch anybody sleeping in there. Tony Johnson could have won this thing if Kaun wasn't paying attention. And notice Tony's trying to create some distance, break that grip, get the scissors counter.
Yeah, and although this match looked like it was going to start out pretty heated, it's gone back to a more technical contest, which, like you said, maybe that's the Iceman. Yeah. The cool demeanor, sort of cooling things down, slowing things down.
That's the thing about Tony, is he does not show a lot of emotions. And I don't necessarily want to compare him to a Dean Malenko, because I think it's unfair to compare anybody to Dean Malenko, to be honest with you. But Tony's got that focus.
The precision, the deliberation.
Yeah, and he's very much in his own head. He's very calculated about whatever he does. And I think that was a great call by TME to start off Tony and maybe let Duke cool down for a bit.
Right, because now this can even this back up. Whoa, onto his feet.
Beautifully done. And a deep arm drag.
And Tony holding on with that arm bar, got control.
And a handful of hair by Kaun back into the STP corner.
And Moses is tagged in.
A self-described 300-pound missile is Moses.
Oh!
Senton in, Moses on top. 2 count only.
Early teamwork by STP.
And Tony lands at his feet. And here comes Pro Wrestling's All-Star. And even though he's 6'5", Ganon, for my money, the most agile on Team TME.
He's 6'5", but I'm going to be honest with you, none of the men in this match looks particularly huge, only because they're all gigantic.
Yeah, it's 6 skyscrapers facing off. These two teams have met before, speaking of the Soldiers of Savagery and the main event, at a Future of Honor event at the MCW Arena in Joppa, Maryland. And SOS picked up the victory there. That's certainly in the back of the mind of Duke and Ganon.
But with championship implications, I just think this match becomes so much more important.
Oh, it does, without question. It's a career changer, one way or the other. Incredible leapfrog by Ganon to get over top of Moses, who's no small man, and a couple of collisions.
No one going down.
Yeah. The momentum's driving them, but they're right back in the fight. Something's got to give, and neither man wants to be the first to let up.
And neither man has to, because Shane Taylor is going for the tag.
And Shane Taylor.
And this is what we've been building to here.
And you notice Shane smiling like a butcher's dog, as Mike Lang might say, because he knows that there's still some space in Duke Davis's head that he had rented at the outset of the segment. You heard Shane, he's not here for headlocks, he's here to throw hands, and Duke Davis will oblige.
Okay, so I think we're done with the technical wrestling Dean Malenko portion of the match.
I'd be inclined to agree. Duke Davis throwing forearms at the 300-plus pounder and Shane Taylor. The double throat thrust a la Tracy Smothers to stunt Duke Davis. Jeez.
Full extension on that boot, too. Now we got some quick tags happening on the part of the main event.
And that's something Shane Taylor didn't see coming. He didn't realize Ganon was legal until it was too late. Now Tony's in.
Whoa.
Jeez.
Handspring enziguri. Little triple team offense here.
Well, you got 5 to get in and out. Make the most of it, gentlemen.
Oh! And it might have taken all 3 men to get Shane Taylor over with that suplex. But that's what you want to do here. If you have a trio, you want to use everyone. Quick tags, taking advantage of the fact that you can be in the ring for a triple team for a short period of time, as long as you don't get disqualified. And Shane Taylor Promotions, they are on the outside. This is a position that I don't think they're used to being in.
Not at all. Are you surprised Shane Taylor Promotions needs a moment to regroup?
Again, this is a psychological advantage on the part of the main event as well.
Yeah. And not something that maybe I expected to see. And TME know they have to go on the offense. They got to take the fight to the outside. STP, if they can re-strategize, if they can reassert themselves, oh, it may be different. But Duke and Shane Taylor are fighting back here. Look out by the entranceway. It's Moses and Johnson. Ganon's down. Kaun's got Johnson.
And again, just in case you couldn't tell by the basketball hoops in the background, we're in a gymnasium. This floor has no give. There are no mats.
Yeah, they will feel the impact of every single shot on that floor as Kaun and Johnson.
Oh.
Johnson got hung up, and Shane Taylor. My God, one of the most heavy-handed men.
This could be it. Oh.
Out of near
Oh.
fall. Beta, we've seen Shane Taylor knock people out with one punch. That could have been it.
I thought that was over. I don't know if that was instinct or what, that kick out.
Yeah, in a matter of seconds, Shane Taylor can change the game. He's done just that. STP on top of things now. Frequent tags. Moses leads to Kaun entering.
And like sharks in the water, in and out, have isolated their opponent in the corner, grinding him into that corner, into that turnbuckle pad.
And they have isolated the least largest, let's say, member of TME.
Yeah, not smallest.
Yeah.
Correct.
So they can utilize that mass, that size, that strength that STP loves to do.
And that temper of the Duke you were talking about, he was inadvertently distracting the referee while he tried to get inside to save his partner, who's now doing his best to fight his way out of the corner, but
There's not many men that can take you off your feet with just one chop, but Moses did it a moment ago with Tony Johnson. SOS double team.
Oh!
The knee into the senton. And now Kaun into the cover. 2 count.
Johnson kicks out.
Just something as simple as a Moses knee lift sent Tony Johnson for a loop.
Referee making sure those hands are open. Kaun, I think, less concerned about that.
Yeah, Kaun the aggressor, and STP keeping the frequent tags.
Taylor is legal, though.
That's bad news if you're Tony Johnson.
Oh!
You could sense impending doom any second. And Shane Taylor gave Tony Johnson a few last moments of horror before the chop. Tony trying to fight back.
Maybe this fired Tony Johnson up a little bit. Because he's,
Oh, God!
sorry, he was running on adrenaline.
Baby, you got 2 choices. You fire up or you perish at this point. That's all you have.
I would say that maybe Tony Johnson's regretting that decision, but I don't know if he remembers making that decision anymore.
Yeah, and Shane Taylor's not done yet. If it's not bad enough for Shane Taylor to rock your boat, imagine the Rev Ron Hunt out there talking trash while he does it.
Johnson, though, fighting back again. Hits the ropes. Oh!
Oh, God!
I thought for a second that might have been the opening that Johnson needed. That opening has been closed.
Yeah, Shane Taylor's going to take Johnson's face and open what's closed and close what's open. And by the time he's done, we may have the retained 6-man tag team championships on Shane Taylor Promotions side.
And Moses got the tag. He is legal now. STP essentially isolating. Oh, look at the chest of Tony Johnson, essentially isolating their opponent. There's a cover.
It's Tag Team 101. You can go back to the Andersons. You cut the ring off at its hypotenuse, and you go to work. And Tony's got a couple of heavy hitters waiting for him. But the question is if Tony can get there and in time.
I mean, quite honestly, this match could end without another tag ever being made. But not if Tony Johnson has his say. Ah!
Yeah, Ganon and Duke trying to will Tony on, but that bear hug is cinched in tight around the rib cage. This will constrict the breathing, and for somebody who's already not really having his wits about him, in Tony Johnson, if you can't breathe, you can't defend yourself.
Duck the Enziguri, saw that one coming.
Absolutely. I think Moses, that kick came in a bit off target because Johnson doesn't have his equilibrium. And Moses let Johnson make that mistake.
And Johnson is crawling, but he's not crawling towards his own corner.
He's just crawling to get away at this point or just regain his faculties.
There it is. That connected.
But Moses is still on his feet and still between Johnson and salvation here.
Oh!
And that may have been the last best shot the Iceman had. Paddle counter roll, Moses counters. And Johnson drops Moses.
Just implanted Moses into the corner. But again, Moses' prone form, it lies between the TMA corner and Tony Johnson. He still has to physically make that tag.
Johnson and that blood-blistered chest has a hell of a roadblock here, but Moses needs a tag as well.
Yeah, he's crawling over towards his own corner.
Both men inching. Shane Taylor's in. And here comes Pro Wrestling's All-Star. Jones Jr. unloading on everybody.
And he is fresh, waiting on the apron, ready to go.
Cannon measuring his opponents on all sides.
Corner to corner.
Again, using that quickness, doing what he can. On the top of the somersault senton.
Cover on Shane Taylor, no!
Shane Taylor Promotions less than 1 second away from losing the Ring of Honor World Six-Man Tag Team Championships. And notice Shane Taylor now sent into TME territory, and Duke Davis makes a blind tag.
Whoa!
Oh, check out the power of the atomic drop.
Into the blockbuster. There's a cover.
2-0. Duke nearly able to pin the man who spit in his hand at the outset of this matchup.
And to set up that blockbuster, Duke lifted Shane Taylor right off his feet.
Yeah, that's insane power. That's just the will to win taken over. And Duke's in the best shape of his life, too. That doesn't hurt either. Straight boot kicking through the face of Shane Taylor.
Oh! Duke tossed to the outside.
Hard landing. Here's Tony Johnson. Oh, Kaun caught him. Kaun catches Johnson.
Oh!
Jeez, that cutbuster. And Shane Taylor, oh, 300 plus pounds. That'll do it. No, Ganon bails out Tony Johnson.
Just at the last second, Johnson is hurt. Clutching his torso.
Yeah, and the referee has lost complete control of this matchup.
Do you want to tell Kaun to get out of the ring?
I would, but you need
Okay.
to. Oh.
Duke, though, doing his best to fight off 3 opponents on his own.
Yeah, Duke's a one-man trios team now. There's Ganon with the assist. What is this?
Up on the second.
TME do not scale the ropes that often, and I can't remember when they've done it at the same time before. Oh, but it leaves them a target for Shane Taylor.
Oh!
For Kaun. And Moses got the worst of it. Shane Taylor and Kaun sacrificed Moses to deal a heavy blow to Duke and Ganon.
That's only 1 out of 3. And someone needs to go poke their head under the apron and just check the integrity of the ring, just to make sure we're good to go here.
And Tony Johnson's got a chance, crossbody.
He connected with the crossbody that time. Oh, no, no, no.
Oh, Kaun caught Johnson.
Oh, Alabama slam nearly sent Johnson through the canvas.
And Duke, choke bomb.
Oh!
With authority. Oh, Duke is so focused, so determined, but Moses is there.
Big overhand chop. Sends Duke to the outside.
Hey, Veda, who's legal? There you go. Oh, God.
You know, we can dub that line in later and I'll get it right.
Referee Bobby Williams is
Oh, we're
legal.
live?
We'll go with that.
Okay.
And Shane Taylor with a live round right to the face.
Okay, Shane Taylor, I think, has decided he's legal. I'm not going to question it. Troy Johnson throws the boot.
And,
whoa!
Oh, Johnson evades. Caught him with a sick kick. Shades of Ring of Honor alum Roderick Strong, but is it enough? No!
Oh!
And Johnson half a second away from that career-defining moment we talked about. And you got fans chanting TME, you have fans chanting STP. Battle lines are drawn in this World Six-Man Tag Team Championship matchup.
Oh, what a knee strike.
Taylor is dazed, but not down.
Whoa.
Oh, right to the clavicle with that head. Goes Shane Taylor.
Package pile driver. Annihilation.
And that'll do it. Marcus Garvey driver puts it away. Shane Taylor Promotions have won, but Veda, they had to earn every step of it along the way. And the Marcus Garvey driver, that package pile driver, was able to put Tony Johnson away, but man, Johnson took a hell of a beating in this matchup. Duke, Ganon, Tony, they all held their own, and there were a couple of times it looked like that forbidden door would be kicked open, and we'd have history made tonight.
Absolutely. Johnson was just a hair away from victory after that sick kick. Joe, that was a fight. That was a main event match, but that was a fight.
And you see that determination in the eyes of one of professional wrestling's most intense warriors. Shane Taylor, no doubt calling out the world, but no one has left the ring. This looks like it could explode again.
Before this match started, you stuck your hand out. As a sign of respect, and I told you, you had to earn it first. I'll be damned if you boys could just do that. Do you realize that all around the world, put people's asses and I can count on one hand how many teams put up the fight to us like the main event just did? So, the Pittsburgh wrestling scene, Midwest, East Coast wrestling scene, understand right now, the main event is not next. They are right there now. So, to the rest of the professional wrestling world, I don't care how elite you are, what impact you think you're making, if you are calling yourself the best trio in the sport, you are lying. The fans don't believe it. You don't believe it. And we don't believe it. SCP is not only the best trio in the sport, we're the baddest faction in the game out there, and we know. So prove us wrong.
Shane Taylor calls out the world after successful World Six-Man Tag Team title defense. It's not easy to earn the respect of STP, but TME did just that. Their day wasn't tonight. It could be tomorrow. It'll be very, very soon. You got to believe they have a huge opportunity in front of them, no matter where it is. But STP, they want it all. They want everybody.
Ladies and gentlemen, thank you so much for being here this evening. We appreciate each and every one.
Beta Scott, what a night it has been here on Fight TV, Title Match Wrestling Network. We've seen a little bit of everything. What an inaugural broadcast for WrestlePit.
Absolutely, Joe. I'm so excited to be part of this WrestlePit and Paley Pro Wrestling coming together here in Pittsburgh, showcasing both the Pittsburgh stars and stars from all around America. I'm so happy I got to be part of it. Thank you so much, Joe.
Thank you. I couldn't have done it without you.
Well, I mean, you could have, but
Wouldn't have been as fun.
okay, I'll take that.
Follow WrestlePit and Pele Pro Wrestling on social media. Find out when we're coming back for Veda. I'm Joe Dabrowski. We'll see you next time.
Sidekick Media Services. We are your sidekick in business for social media, video production, and more. Find out more at sidekickmediaservices.com.